Jose Mota, and we are live here at Tempe Diablo Stadium getting ready for the first Cactus League home game. The Angels in action today against the Chicago White Sox. Jose Mota alongside, and boy, Jose, what a start to the Cactus League yesterday for the Angels against the Oakland A's.
And it was all falling on who? On number 5. He made sure everybody knew he was in that lineup, and he also made sure to understand with the guys surrounding him that if you guys put guys in front of me, I'm going to drive them in. Albert Pujols was on his game immediately right from the get-go. The second pitch he saw, he doubled, drove in a run. He stayed in his game by just being consistent and just turn all that BP and the fundamentals into that game. He said he was a little nervous, but who would have told?
Well, Jose, one thing we're finding out about Albert Pujols is once that uniform is on, he is all business and certainly serious about his approach, even with a new club.
What can I do today to prepare myself to help our ball club to win? Because it's not about me. This is about the Angels organization and about 25 guys, plus the coaches, plus the guy that you call up in September. To do one thing is about winning, you know, and hopefully at the end have that opportunity to bring the title to the city of Anaheim.
Well, yesterday when the Angels took on the Oakland A's in a 9-1 victory, it was a debut of a lot of Angel newcomers. Albert Pujols had a couple of hits for the Angels. C.J. Wilson was on the hill for the Halos yesterday, Jose, and he didn't disappoint either.
He was on his game. He kept the ball down. He worked himself back into counts and pitched ahead, had a beautiful cut fastball, and just the intensity and the presence he brings to the mound. A lot of right-handed hitters for the Oakland A's were tied up because of that cut fastball, but also you love to see the pace that he had, throwing strikes, and keeping his defense pretty busy all the way throughout that afternoon.
C.J. Wilson in yesterday's game, his command was solid, and he also has been working on some things already here in spring training. One of them is his changeup.
I've made a lot of mechanical adjustments this offseason, so I'm just working on those, and you know, didn't throw any breaking balls today because for me the changeup is a priority for spring training. I think it's a pitch that will add efficiency to my repertoire, and that's the big thing. You know, it's the sort of the challenge with Irvin and Dan and Jared to go out there and throw as many innings as they do.
Well, when the Angels kicked off the Cactus League yesterday, it was an all-new battery with C.J. Wilson and also Chris Iannetta. Jose, Chris Iannetta had a 2-run homer, drove in 3 runs, and did a very good job handling a lot of new pitchers.
Mike Scioscia very proud of what Iannetta did with the Angels pitchers, guys that he's just getting to know. But with the bat, this guy will bring a presence with some power in the bottom of that lineup, besides the fact that he is a patient hitter and will take his walks. But it's good to see him get that first one out of the way, get comfortable, and continues to be a great student of the Angels staff.
Well, today it's the Angels and the Chicago White Sox, and I guess, Jose, we're still so early here in spring training. Let's go over some of the keys, maybe some of the question marks for the Angels going into camp.
And for any ball club, there's going to be some questions. That's why you have all these games to be played. Number 1 for the Angels, Mark Trumbull making the transition to third base. How well will he be able to help the Angels, and how many games can he play there? So far, you know what? He looks pretty good. Kendrys Morales, talk about looking pretty good and feeling good. Morales, no ill effects of that left ankle. He is now running on dirt with the spikes on. Before you know it, we'll see him in the Angels lineup hopefully by the end of the second week here in camp. Room in the lineup for Bobby Abreu, you better believe it. Mike Scioscia already said, I will find somehow to put him in that lineup because we need his veteran presence at times as a DH, maybe in left field, maybe in right field for Bobby. Who is the 5th starter? Well, today we get a glimpse of Garrett Richards, and due to the fact that Jerome Williams is out with a hamstring injury, Richard will get an extended look, Terry. Certainly some questions, but you also have a lot of time.
Finally, the bullpen. The Angels have added some veteran arms in the bullpen looking ahead to this season.
It's going to make so much easier for Jordan Walden being surrounded now, Terry, by a guy like Jason Isringhausen, over 300 saves in his career, and also by LaTroy Hawkins, not discounting the fact and the impact that Scott Downs had on Walden last season.
Well, we can tell you that Albert Pujols will be in the lineup for the Angels today here in Tempe. He'll be the designated hitter. We'll have the start of the game, the starting lineups, the Angels and the White Sox. And it's coming up in just a few minutes right here on Fox Sports West.
We are back at Tempe Diablo Stadium. Great to have you with us on AM 830 and also on Fox Sports Switch through Diablo Vision. Jose Mota and Terry Smith. Here are the lineups. First of all, for the visiting Chicago White Sox under first-year manager Robin Ventura. Ventura on his way right now and extended the lineup cards at home plate. He'll have Alejandro De Aza leading off. He is playing center field. Batting second is Gordon Beckham. He is at second base. Adam Dunn will bat third at first base. Dayan Viciedo is a left fielder batting fourth. KOSUKE Fukudome is in right field for the White Sox batting fifth. Tyler Flowers, a young catcher, is batting sixth. Jim Gallagher, designated hitter, batting seventh. Batting eighth is Brent Lillibridge, the third baseman for Chicago. And batting ninth is shortstop Eduardo Escobar. As the Angels and Garrett Richards make their way onto the diamond here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. The lineup for manager Mike Socha is Meiser Esturis making his spring debut at shortstop leading off. Alberto Callaspo coming off a very good game yesterday at third base batting second. Batting third is Albert Pujols, designated hitter for the Angels, making his home debut as the Angels open up here the Cactus League season here at home. Pujols DH batting third. Vernon Wells off a good start with a bat in center field batting fourth. Jorge Cantu, versatile player, is playing first base batting fifth. Batting sixth is Bobby Wilson, Angels catcher, solid behind the plate. Alexi Amarista, the young second baseman, will bat seventh. He'll be followed by Ryan Langerhans in left field. Langerhans is batting eighth. And a youngster, Cole Calhoun, outstanding season for the Angels in the minor leagues last year. Calhoun is in right field batting ninth.
Garrett Richards is wrapping up his warm-up tosses with his battery mate, Bobby Wilson. Gary Darling will be the home plate umpire today, and around the bases we'll have Kerwin Danley, umpire Jim Reynolds, and Chris Guccione. The dimensions here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, 340 down the left field side, 420 to dead center. It goes 367 down the right field corner, and the power alleys here at Tempe Diablo right around 400 feet. We have light breeze, bright sunshine as we are just moments away from the start of this ball game. Angels wearing their red tops and white pants. The White Sox have the black tops and gray pants. Richards okays the sign. We're ready for baseball. The first pitch, it's a little low and away for ball one. The count, 1 ball, no strikes on Alejandro De Aza. 75 degrees at game time today in Tempe. The next delivery, and that's in there for a called strike. The count even, it's 1-1. The weathermen here in the Phoenix area are predicting quite a change in the temperature here in the next 24 hours. The pitch, it's grounded right to second, fielded cleanly by Amarista. He'll throw out the Aza, and that's the game's first out. They're saying that by the late innings today, we could have some very strong winds, gusting winds, maybe dust storms coming through the valley. So that could be in a few hours. And then the temperature is expected to drop some 20 degrees this time tomorrow. So we'll see if they're right on the forecast.
That's always welcome around here. Not the wind or the dust storms,
right,
but for sure a little cooler weather. For Garrett Richards, who's on the mound for the Angels, battling for the number 5 spot in that rotation, look for power stuff. Mike Socha does not hide the fact that this guy has a very good arm. He's got the stuff. When he showed some brilliance in the big leagues, he was around the zone. He missed a lot of bats.
Next pitch, hard hit ground ball through the left side, and that's going to be a 1-out single for Gordon Beckham. His first hit this spring. He was 0 for 2 yesterday against the Dodgers in the White Sox Cactus League opener. Adam Dunn will be the next batter.
Going back to Richards, Terry, one thing is he does not need to overthrow. He had an outstanding year in Double-A, 12-2, a 3.15 ERA. He struggled a little bit in the big leagues, but as I mentioned, he has shown the ability to put big league hitters away when it's consistent.
Angels have a bit of a shift on with the left-handed hitting. And the first pitch on Dunn, that one pitch that misses low for ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes.
I don't know about you, but you do a double take when you look at Adam Dunn's home run amount last season. You say 11 for a guy that used to starting with a 4 out front.
And the batting average last season was just dreadful. He hit 159 as he takes that pitch for ball 2. And it wasn't like a 159 batting average in, say, a couple hundred at bats. I mean, he was a guy who was a full-time player for them last year.
I'll say he was baseball's biggest mystery last year.
So he's in his second year with the White Sox now. The 2-0 pitch, and that is a fastball high and away. Ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. Waiting on deck, Dian Viciedo, the left fielder. We'll see what happens on the 3-0 if they give him a green light here, and here it comes. He has the green light, and he fouls it off over on the first base side.
Regular season or spring training, you want to see an Adam Dunn get as many swings as possible because there's a propensity to also whiffing a lot. So any 3-0 count, you have a guy who's going to challenge him, let him swing.
He struck out 177 times last season for Chicago. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, a runner on, no score, just underway. Runner goes, the pitch, and a check swing. That's going to be ball 4. The throw to second was in time, but it was ball 4, so entitled to the base at second is BECKHAM. That was a borderline pitch there. Heck, if that would have been a strike, BECKHAM would have been thrown out at second base, but the call goes against Richards, and he's in some trouble now with 2 on and 1 out.
It's a good release there by Bobby Wilson. Even though it doesn't count, you better believe it counts in the eyes of the guy watching him from on his right side, Mike Scioscia. Good footwork there by Wilson.
So here is Viciedo, who played in 29 games for the White Sox a year ago, spent most of last season in AAA. And he's a player who figures to get his share of at-bats with the White Sox this season. The pitch, he takes that one for a strike on the outside corner.
It's a good job. Maybe this is a good time for Garrett Richards to actually step back a little bit. He's got the good arm, the good whip of that arm, and take something off of it. He'll get more movement.
Here's the next delivery on Viciedo, and he was jammed, and he fouls that one off on the third base side. So the count jumps to 0-2. Viciedo is a native of Cuba. He was a player when Ozzie Guillen was managing the White Sox. Ozzie Guillen said of Viciedo, he has a chance to be a superstar. Right now, he's just trying to scratch the surface to become an everyday major league player.
You'll be given every single opportunity now that Carlos Quinton has been traded to the Padres.
0-2 pitch. He hits it hard, but foul over on the third base side.
It's a very good job there. Jammed him with a fastball, then threw the breaking ball down in the zone. Viciedo, there's no doubt, is trying to do one thing here, is to pull the ball. So I think Meister Sturris, who is a shortstop today, is shading a little bit too much toward his glove side right now.
The second base side, yep. Here's the 0-2. Viciedo with a little pop that is caught by the second baseman Amarista. He planned the jump perfectly and nabs that one, and the runners are holding at first and second. That's out number 2. Good job by the little guy, Alexi Amarista.
He is very athletic, and the Angels like his abilities to catch the ball, to do some things offensively. And Amarista, also a guy that, because he has big league experience, has a different sense here this spring.
So 2 outs with runners at first and second. Amarista only 5'7".
Hey, maybe Bobby Abreu can hire him to play a little basketball in Venezuela for his team.
I wonder if he can dunk the basketball. That would be something to see at 5'7".
Play for the Panthers.
There you go.
Bobby's basketball team down in Venezuela.
He might be the next Spud Webb. First pitch is a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes on KOSUKE FUKUDOME. He played for the Cubs and the Indians last season, and he takes that pitch a little bit low. Didn't miss by much. 2 balls, no strikes.
Yeah, Richards actually showed a little frustration there, not getting that call from Gary Darling behind the plate.
Well, he's had a couple of borderline calls go against him here in this first inning. The one against Dunn with the runner BECKHAM going to second. The 2-0 pitch, and that one's a little bit low and outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
I'll tell you one thing. I mean, just getting a sense of how the way he approached Dunn and the way he's approaching Fukudome, he is giving them way too much credit right now. He's got enough natural movement to let the ball fly.
Here's the 3-0 delivery, and he had the green light as well, and he fouls it off over on the left side, backing out of play.
That's a good job of pitching, coming right back, knowing they're going to get a green light, but not giving in.
FUKUDOME signed a one-year deal as a free agent with the White Sox. Also a club option on him for next season. He hit .262 last year between Cleveland and the Cubs. The pitch. Grounds one on the left side. The shortstop is Torres. Flips to second. An easy out on the slow-moving Adam Dunn. And the inning is over on the 6-4 fielder's choice. So a little bit of a threat for the White Sox in the first, but Richards keeps them off the board. No runs, a hit, a walk, no errors. They leave two. Half inning in the books from Tempe. There's no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
You have pride in the way you step out.
First batter up for the Angels is Myceris Torres, and the first pitch from the quick-working John Danks was in there. 0-1 delivery. It's slapped right to second, gobbled up by BECKHAM, and is Torres an easy out at first base. So one quick out here in the Angels' first inning. That was Torres' first at bat this spring. He did not travel yesterday to Phoenix for the Angels game against the Oakland A's, and now here's Alberto CALLASPO, who was in the lineup yesterday against the A's. He had a couple of hits. Switch hitter. He'll bat from the right side against the left-hander John Danks, who delivers. And the pitch is high, a first pitch fastball. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
He'll throw that four-seam fastball, but he will live and die with a cut fastball on those righties. Good control. He's going to be around the zone.
Next pitch, that one is fouled off on the right side, backing out of play.
One of those guys, as we were talking about earlier, Terry, he if you're going to see a lefty this spring, might as well face a guy that's going to be around the zone and force you to swing it.
Next delivery on CALLASPO. He lifts a drive into right center field. It's well hit. It's going to split the outfielders and roll out close to the rim of the track. Going up to second, coasting into second base with a 1-out double is CALLASPO. And the next batter for the Angels, getting ready to bat for the first time here at Tempe Diablo, is Albert Pujols.
Great piece of hitting by Alberto CALLASPO. Gets an off-speed outside, drives it the other way. He continues to impress both sides of the plate. And Albert once again finds people on base.
So in scoring position is CALLASPO, who gets his third hit already this spring for the Angels. Here's Pujols, who had a pair of hits yesterday against the A's, and the first one, it's off the mid of the catcher Flowers, but he keeps it right around the batter's circle. No advancement by CALLASPO. The count 1 ball, no strikes. Pujols will take the first pitch about 80% of the time. He's normally going to watch the first offering to him. We saw that yesterday. He takes the first pitch today. Of course, that pitch from Danks was way out of the strike zone. No reason to even consider chasing it. The 1-0. And that one is low, blocked by Flowers again, and the count 2 balls, no strikes.
Pitchers around baseball now know that there's a lot of times when Albert is setting you up, because the other 20+% when he swings at the first pitch, it means he has known something about that pitcher on a pattern that he is ready to strike.
They have a shift on with Pujols batting, and the pitch, that one is low. They have 3 infielders on the left side. You don't see a lot of shifts with right-handed batters at the plate.
Texas Rangers, Vlad Guerrero comes to mind.
Let's see if Albert has a green light. The 3-0, he did, and he fouls it back just to our right, out of play. So he was swinging at that 3-0 pitch. It's now 3-1.
Tied him up. John Danks, smartly enough, knows, let me just throw a cut fastball just in case he is swinging. Mike Scioscia knows the big man, after seeing 3 pitches, is more than ready to hit.
New baseball for Danks, and the 3-1 on Albert. That is inside. It almost hit him around the lower leg area, ball 4. So a walk, and Vernon Wells will be the next batter.
That's right. You take that at bat right there. Okay, he is the guy that everybody is leaning on, but just take that at bat and just how much that'll affect and influence Angels hitters. He was out there to drive that guy in, right? But he is showing why he is so successful. If he doesn't see a pitch he can handle, take the walk. Somebody behind me will get something to hit.
Right.
That is Albert Pujols. That's why he's been so good for 11 years in the big leagues.
He saw 5 pitches in that at bat and only swung at one of them, and that was on the 3-0 that he fouled off. So he's on at first. Still at second base is CALLASPO. Pitch on Wells. Vernon takes low and away. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Vernon Wells was 1 for 3 yesterday against the A's with a couple of runs batted in. No score, bottom of the first inning. Angels and the White Sox. Here's the next delivery on Vernon. He fouls it off to our right, backing out of play.
It's a nice swing by Vernon Wells. You see him staying right on that pitch, not trying to pull the ball. Just everything he's worked on this offseason, transferring into batting practice early in camp. Saw the early result yesterday, base hit up the middle, driving in runs. Just as every day, batting practice is pretty much night and day right now compared to last season.
Danks shaking off the catcher Flowers, now has a sign he likes. 1-1 pitch on Wells, high and away, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. The Angels will end up playing the White Sox twice this spring. They'll have another game against the White Sox a week from tomorrow. White Sox finished in 3rd place in the AL Central last year. The next pitch, and that one is cut on and missed, a 2-1 delivery, so the count even. It's 2-2.
That was a great pitch right there by John Danks. That's why he makes a plate sometimes a little bit bigger, because he's got so many right-handed hitters so aware and looking for that cutter. Before you know it, you fly a little bit open, he throws that 2-seam at you or the changeup.
Jorge Cantu waiting on deck. The 2-2 pitch. Wells takes low and in. So a full count. Defensively for the White Sox, they have Dunn playing first. Beckham is the second baseman. Lillibridge at third with Escobar at short. Viciedo in left. De Aza in center. Fukudome is the right fielder. Flowers the catcher. Danks on the hill. Here's the 3-2. The runners go. The pitch chopped foul right over the White Sox third base dugout. So we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Angel hitters making Danks work here in this first inning.
He's thrown 16 pitches so far.
This appearance for Danks, his first one this spring. Full count on Vernon Wells. 2 runners on, 1 out. No score in the bottom of the first. Runners go again, and the pitch is outside. Ball 4. The bases will be loaded for Jorge Cantu.
Sarah, you know what that at bat right there is called? The Albert Pujols effect. That's how patient Vernon Wells was. Man in scoring position, you're not tying up on the bat and trying to be the man, because you know what? It reminds me more of the Teixeira effect. The Teixeira effect from a few years back, right, when he came on that trade from the Braves.
Yep. showed a lot of plate discipline.
And the other guys started doing the same thing.
And even for that matter, when Bobby Abreu first arrived with the Angels. So now a chance to really do some damage. We'll see what Cantu can do. He was 0 for 2 coming in as a reserve yesterday against the A's. Here's the first pitch. Bases loaded. A swing and a miss. He chased that one a little bit late with the swing. He's in the hole. It's 0-1.
One thing you see that's very unusual this early in spring is how close a third baseman, Lillibridge, is playing to that line.
Yeah. There's a big hole between the third baseman and the shortstop on that left side of the infield.
Explanation to me is he's going to roll over a cutter, guard that line.
Here's the 0-1. Cantu takes a fastball high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And remember, I don't think there's going to be many questions from many third basemen this season of the White Sox because it's Robin Ventura now. Okay? Robin Ventura says play close to that line. That's where you stay. 16-year veteran, first-year manager.
Here's the 1-1. Cantu checking, and that pitch misses a little bit low. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Just a lot of patience shown by Angels hitters here the first couple of games.
Danks last year in 170 and 1/3 innings walked 46. The 2-1 pitch. It's a little pop that's going to fall into shallow left for a hit. 1 run will score. Pujols will be waved around as well. He better hurry. The ball bounces off the chest guard of Flowers. Albert scores. A 2-run hit off the bat of Cantu. It's 2-0 Angels.
And all it takes is for somebody on the mound like a John Danks to figure out, well, they're not swinging at the pitches that I'm trying to work on to get them to roll over, to miss, or to jam them. And eventually as a hitter, you know he has to give in. And Jorge Cantu does a good job. He broke his bat, but so what? Danks misses location, and the Angels, again, are on the board early.
So runners at first and third with only 1 out. This first inning reminiscent of yesterday against the A's. Here's Bobby Wilson at the plate. He has a chance to drive in a run with runners at the corners. 2-0 Angels in the first. The pitch. That's high and away. 1 ball, no strikes.
Bobby Wilson's trying to run away with the backup job. Right now the Angels have a guy in Chris Iannetta that's slated to catch 100-plus games.
1-0 pitch on Wilson. And he bounces that one off his foot. A foul ball was fielded by the third baseman, Lillibridge. 1 ball, 1 strike to count on Wilson.
It's the new daddy, Bobby Wilson.
Yeah. Angels have Dino Ebel coaching over at third base, and Alfredo Griffin is coaching at first base. Alfredo is celebrating a birthday today.
Bongo. That's what we call him. Bongo.
1-1 pitch. And that one is fouled back. What does that mean? What's the translation?
He plays the bongos.
Yeah. Bongo.
Yeah. He's a very rhythmic Alfredo Griffin.
Well, he'll be playing some on his birthday, I guarantee you.
I guarantee you that too.
If he hasn't already. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Wilson. 2-0 Angels, bottom of the first. The next pitch, Danks delivers. It's fouled off on the right side, out of play. Nice crowd today, not a sellout, although the Angels, we were talking about this yesterday, they've already sold out something like 6 home games already.
And there's 2 that are very close to being sold out too.
Right. A lot of fans taking in the action out in the lawn area of Tempe Diablo. Here's the next pitch. That's low. Again blocked by Flowers. That was pitch number 26 here in the first inning. And keep in mind, Danks has retired only 1 of the first 5 batters. And he's facing his 6th hitter here in this first inning. Bobby Wilson with the count now level at 2-2. Amarista waiting on deck. The 2-2. Cantu on the move. The pitch is inside. No throw to second base. That'll be an easy stolen base for Jorge Cantu. He's not known as a real big base runner, but he got a good jump on the lefty Danks. And now with the count full, runners at second and third. A hit could mean 2 more runs. Banks has already walked 2 of the last 3 he's faced. Here's the payoff pitch, and that's low and in, ball 4. He's walked another. The bases are loaded again for the little guy, Amarista.
This early in spring, one thing that you're looking for is a consistent release point. That you're trying to get a feel for your pitches, your arm velocity. And Cooper, pitching coach, is trying to get a hold as to what Danks needs to work on here. Sometimes it's just your catcher calling something different.
Flowers, a guy who maybe Danks hasn't had behind the plate for many of his starts. A.J. Pierzynski is the everyday catcher for the White Sox.
And going back to that point, is a lot of times your catcher will get a sense as to, okay, you know, his fastball is not working right now. His cutter, he might be overthrowing it, over gripping it. Let me go to maybe more off speed, more changeups to get him back into that flow. And before you know it, you find the rhythm with all of your pitches.
So the meeting at the mound is over. Now Amarista will step up to the plate. A left-handed batter. Danks has the luxury of facing 3 straight left-handed hitters now. Amarista is batting. Langerhan's waiting on deck, and also Calhoun, the 9-hole hitter. The first pitch, it's bounced on the first base side. Dunfield goes to the plate for the force out, and no return throw to first base, but the White Sox cut down the base runner Vernon Wells, trying to score on that one hopper to first. So Amarista's on, but he didn't do what he was hoping to do right there. Did not bring in that runner.
And Danks got him to do what he wanted him to do on the mound, right? Just to roll over something.
So the play at the plate goes first baseman to catcher. 3-2, the scoring on it. And now here's Langerhans getting ready to bat. And he chops one foul over on the third base side.
Here's a bat that you just cannot take lightly, as Langerhans is fighting for a spot on the Angels bench. But this guy hit a combined 25 home runs last season between the minor leagues and the big leagues.
22 in the minors, 3 with Seattle. He was with the Mariners for a bit of last season, hit only 173. He's 32 years old. Can play really all 3 outfield spots. Here's the pitch, and he takes that one high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And he's one of those guys, manager Mike Scioscia has said, I want to take a long look at him, because he has been really putting on a nice show here in batting practice early in spring.
Here's the next pitch, and that one misses inside for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike to count.
That was pitch number 32 for Danks, and the Angels made Brad Peacock for the Athletics throw 27 pitches in the first inning yesterday when they scored 3 times.
Next delivery, it's fouled back to the screen. So the count level, it's now 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-0 Angels, bottom of the first inning. Langerhans is the 8th batter to step up here in the inning. Played in 19 games for Seattle last year. Signed as a minor league free agent with the Angels this offseason. Bases loaded, the 2-2 pitch, and that is a called third strike. He thought about chasing it, didn't go after it. He's out looking, and the inning will end on the strikeout. The Angels do get a pair here in the first inning. 2 runs on 2 hits, 3 walks in the inning, no errors, and the Angels will end up leaving the bases loaded. We've completed 1 here in Tempe. The Angels have a 2-0 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We move to the second inning, 2-0 Angels. This copyrighted broadcast presented by authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. Our producer-engineer is Darren Chan. Great to be with you for Tuesday afternoon baseball here in Tempe, and the next delivery from Garrett Richards. That one a little bit low for a ball to count. 1 ball, no strikes. Richards facing the catcher Tyler Flowers for the White Sox. He spent time with them last year, also in AAA, and he grounds one deep in the hole at short. Bobbled a bit by his Torres and can't get the handle on it. No throw. And on at first base will be Flowers to lead the inning off.
You know, earlier in the first inning, I was talking about Asturias is shedding way too much towards the bag for me. And when you see the swings they have taken off of Richards, the way his sinker is running in, of course, it's early spring, so he's getting used to what the ball is doing too. But Meiser, that ball right there, I think he was a little surprised.
They're going to give Flowers a hit on it. I think if you ask Asturias, that was a play that he probably should have made, especially with the catcher running.
And he'll be the first one to tell you that.
Yep. So here's Gallagher batting. Jim Gallagher, a left-handed hitter who was in AAA last year, hit .246, and he takes the first pitch for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Like what I saw from Richards when he just backed off a little bit and took something off of his fastball earlier in the game. Got some big outs.
His next delivery, and that's a pitch right around the knees for a called strike. 1-1 on Gallagher. Around the infield, Cantu playing first, Amarista at second, Callaspo the third baseman, is Torres at short. The 1-1 on Gallagher. He lifts that one foul on the third base side. That's going to get back and out of play. In the outfield, the Angels have Langerhans playing in left field, Wells in center, Calhoun in right, Wilson is the catcher, Pujols is the DH for the Angels today, and 23-year-old right-hander Garrett Richards on the hill. Richards pitched in 7 games for the Angels last season, but did not get his first major league win. He was 0-2. The 1-2 pitch popped foul on the left side, backing out of play. He had a good start, his final start for the Angels against the Texas Rangers right at the end of the regular season, so finished up the season last year with the Angels at least on an up note.
Yes, he did.
He's in front, 1-2 on Gallagher. The pitch, and a swing and a miss. He got him, struck him out.
I would say that was a mid-season set you up and finish you off type of at bat right there from Richards. He pitched inside effectively. He spread the plate outside, and then he really surprised Gallagher on that pitch right there. Great breaking ball.
So the batter now is Lillibridge, who's playing third base today. He's a guy that you can move around, has good versatility. Richards' delivery in there for a called strike on the outside corner.
One thing about Brent Lillibridge is that you talk about versatility. A guy that once in a while will surprise you with his power. But also, Terry, most of the highlights we saw from him were making great plays in the outfield last year.
Yeah. He was a guy that was airborne a lot off his feet, making diving catches for the White Sox. There's a pitch he takes low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The starting third baseman for the White Sox this season figures to be Brent Morel. Here's the 1-1, and that one is cut on and miss, so it's 1-2 on Lillibridge.
He really is finding that pop with his fastball. Keep in mind, last season, in his starts or outings for the Angels, Richards averaged, Terry, 94.5 miles per hour. That was his average fastball in the big leagues.
Mike Sochi was saying earlier today that Richards' stuff looks great in his bullpen sessions so far this spring. There goes the runner at first. The ball was tipped foul right by the plate, so Flowers will have to go back to first base. Mike Sochi was also saying earlier today that Richards is way ahead of where he was at this time last spring. Of course, having a few games at the major league level under his belt, that doesn't hurt matters at all.
Oh, it gives you perspective coming into camp.
Sure.
Really alleviates a lot of the pressure or things that you might be doubting about yourself. Now that you lived it.
Toss over to first. Runner gets back in plenty of time.
Nothing like making that first start at Yankee Stadium, though. Huh?
That's right.
Oh, man.
He made his major league debut coming up from Double-A Arkansas against the Yankees in the Bronx. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Lillibridge. 2-0 Angels in the second. The pitch that's low and in. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Richards will throw the fastball. He'll top out around 97 miles per hour. He has a sinker, good slider. He'll throw a curve and a changeup, a pitch he rarely uses. Right-hander against right-hander. Again, a toss over to first. Diving back to the bag goes that base runner, Flowers.
Richards getting at or near his pitch limit. He's at 30 pitches right now. That's why there's already action in the Angels bullpen. Mike Sochi likes to keep the same template early in camp. First outing out for the starters, 2 innings, or right around 30 pitches.
The 2-2 pitch, a little bit low. So the count runs full, 3-2.
In case you're wondering, C.J. Wilson yesterday made 28 pitches in his 2 innings of work.
Yeah, if you can average under 15 pitches an inning, you're doing well. And that's what he did yesterday. So a full count. We'll see what gives. The runner at first goes. The pitch, it's lined into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. They'll have at least runners at the corners. Falling down Langerhans. The ball got away. Now Flowers will come in to score all the way from first base. And the White Sox are on the board. It's now 2-1 Angels. Langerhans really struggled out there on that one. Once he got near it, he fumbled it several times. And the catcher, Flowers, scores all the way from first base.
Langerhans having some trouble here early in camp. Yesterday he made an error on a routine fly ball in center field, and this time he just loses his wheels. Having trouble picking it up. And a good heads-up awareness there at third base by Coach Joe McEwing.
So they're going to give Lillibridge a double, no RBI, and an error will be charged on Langerhans, allowing Flowers to score from first base. And at the plate now is Eduardo Escobar, who takes a pitch for a strike. He's a switch hitter batting from the left side. 2-1 Angels here, top of the second. Richards with a pickoff toss and a close play at second base. Diving back is Lillibridge. Just beat the tag over there at second.
Excellent job by Master Sturridge. Great timing. There's a time in spring training where you're trying to get a sense of who is on the mound and what kind of moves you can put on with it, but you have to keep working on them.
Richards' next delivery, and a broken bat bouncer softly hit on the first base side. It's fielded by Cantu. He flips to Amarista late over at first base. Well, Richards never got over there in time. Amarista couldn't get over there in time, and that is going to be an infield hit. Runners at the corners.
All related to one thing, a flying bat. That's what really distracted and threw off Richards on what he was supposed to do with his responsibilities. The bat came over his head, and he was caught just in no man's land and trying to decide, well, I don't want to get hit by the bat, but also forgot about one thing, covering first base.
So that's the third hit in the inning. They've had 4 hits in the game. And now with runners at the corners, stepping up is the leadoff man, Alejandro Diaz, who grounded out the second his first time up. He's a left-handed batter.
Diaz is a very good bunter.
Richards in trouble. Middle part of the infield, medium depth. The first pitch in there for a called strike. Diaz had thought about chasing that pitch, laid off it.
And to me, he is one of the biggest question marks for the White Sox. Will he last as their center fielder and leadoff hitter throughout the season? We did have a nice showing for them last year in limited action. 329 average, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. He could run.
0-1 to count on De Aza. Next pitch, he pops one in the air into left field. Langerhans is there to make the catch, tagging at third base, and coming in to score is the lead runner Lillibridge on the sac fly, and the White Sox have tied the game up at 2.
It's just good hitting, good approach. You know that Richards has to come in with a strike.
So the batter now is Gordon BECKHAM, who singled his first time up.
Some things Robin Ventura can really appreciate. The type of hitter he was is that type of approach he saw there from De Aza.
BECKHAM, a right-handed batter. 2 outs, runner on at first. There goes the runner. The pitch is low. The throw to second, and the runner went off the bag, and on the tag, he's out at second base. Escobar looked like he was going to be safe, and then he went over the bag at second base, overrunning the bag, and the Angels get the tag on him the second time around, and that's how the inning will end on the caught stealing. 2 runs in the inning for the White Sox. They did it with 3 hits in the inning, 1 error, and no one left on base. Bottom of the second is coming up. We're tied at 2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
Honey, this is the
We go to the bottom of the second, tied at 2. Cole Calhoun will lead the inning off for the Angels, and he takes the first pitch for a strike. The count 0-1. Well, what do you think, Jose? Did the Angels catch a little break on that call at second base to end the top of the inning?
No doubt.
There's a liner hit by Calhoun in the left center. It's going to split the outfielders and roll out near the rim of the track. Cole Calhoun will easily get the second without a throw, and he has a leadoff double, his first hit this spring.
This young man can absolutely hit. 324, 22 home runs, 99 RBIs in single A last year. Add to that a .410 on base percentage.
And we mentioned that he hit very well last year against left-handers, and he did a good job against the lefty Danks with that leadoff double. So here's Usturiz, the Angels' leadoff man. And the first pitch on Meiser, he chops that one foul right near the plate.
Well, some things never change. Usturiz's job, he knows very well right now, is to play good, solid, fundamental baseball and try to get that guy over to third. At this stage in spring training, you're not so worried about putting bunts down or anything like that. You want to get a feel for your hands, and put yourself in a position to hit the ball.
Here's the next pitch. That one a little bit outside for a ball. 1 strike. Welk Resorts and Angels Radio AM 830 have teamed up to bring you the official AM 830 fan club. Get AM 830 event and team news and updates all season long. Log on to am830fanclub.com. That's am830fanclub.com. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Meiser. Waiting on deck for the Angels is CALLASPO. Danks with the 2-1 pitch. That's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Count even, it's 2-2. Beautiful day right now here in Tempe, although the weather is certainly slated to change a bit, not for the better. There's a pitch that's outside. It skipped away from the catcher, and Flowers fires to third, but late as Calhoun alertly moves up to third base.
Aggressiveness on the base paths, something Angels philosophy is all about. Plus, as a young player, show your manager your instincts immediately. That was a nice read by Calhoun at second base.
So it's a full count. And the payoff pitch is Torres rips one foul just past Dino Evo, the Angels' third base coach.
This is where, as a hitter, Terry, you got to have your mind so flexible and be able to adjust to the situation. So you go from man at second base, nobody out, to infield playing back. Man at third base, nobody out.
Here's the 3-2 again. It's lifted in the air into center field. Backpedaling is Deaza. Let's see if it's deep enough for Calhoun to tag. He'll try. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's way off line. He'll score easily on the sac fly, and the Angels are back on top. It's now 3-2.
That's an excellent job by Meiser Esturris in being a good situational hitter there. Get a pitch you can handle. Worked the count very well. And that's what it's all about in the long run. By doing things like this is where you're going to have a prolonged success.
So here's CALLASPO getting ready to bat. He doubled and scored in the first inning against Danks. The pitch. He takes that one a little low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. And the 1-0 delivery. A strike on the outside part of the plate. Count even, it's 1-1. Danks is a fast worker. He usually gets the ball back from his catcher, and he's ready to throw it back to the plate. Here's the next pitch. That's low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. John Danks was 8-12 last year with the White Sox. His record after his first 8 decisions last year, 0-8. As that pitch is outside, it's now 3-1.
And they were not very concerned about that. ERA ended up at 4.33. And they signed him to a long-term deal.
Signed a 5-year, $65 million deal. The 3-1 pitch. Grounded foul over on the third base side. But if you get off to an 0-8 record, that's got to play in your head a little bit, doesn't it?
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
You're 0-8. You're not thinking, my goodness, it was a good year for them to extend me. You know that?
Yeah.
I'm going to make a push for that.
You're thinking, what more can go wrong the next time I'm out on the mound? Here's the 3-2 pitch, lined right up the middle. A base hit. Boy, CALLASPO is on fire here to start off the Cactus League. He's had 4 hits in his 5 times up, 2 for 2 today.
Well, little Albert is making it all that more enjoyable for Big Albert coming up right now.
Big Albert's coming up to the plate right now. He's off to a good start as well. He's walked and scored today. He's DHing for the Angels.
Well, Danks is looking for one thing, for Pujols to swing early on anything that he likes here.
Pickoff toss over to first base. CALLASPO gets back. Infield is playing it at double play depth, and they do have the shift on. 3 infielders on the left side with the right-handed hitting Pujols at the plate. The next pitch, he takes a cut at that one and fouls it back. He chased the first pitch that time.
I told you there's a lot of times where you're just setting people up. And credit to Danks, he didn't toy around with it. He came right after him. Now, this really presents an interesting situation with the double play. And you see how deep they're playing. They're more worried right now about coverage with Pujols than anything else.
0-1 pitch, and that one is a pitch that he takes low. Well, with the second baseman, BECKHAM, playing on the left side of the infield, and the first baseman, Dunn, holding the bag on CALLASPO, that whole right side is wide open. There's no defender there on the right side if Pujols goes the opposite way. Here's the pitch, and he foul tips that one right by the plate. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Albert. This game today has drawn enormous media coverage. There are reporters from all over the U.S. covering this game today.
Mike Soja had a very busy office this morning.
That's right. They were jam-packed, and that was standing room only in that office this morning.
Again, one of the most anticipated seasons in Angels history. Big acquisitions. Here's the main guy.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Danks is set, looks at first, delivers. Pujols lifts a high fly ball, shallow left field. Battling the sun out there is Viciedo, but he hangs with it and puts it away. Easy out. 2 outs in the inning. Vernon Wells will be the next batter. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. Vernon Wells will be the batter. He walked his first time up. Angels have a 3-2 lead. We're in the bottom of the second in Tempe. The pitch, bouncing ball, softly hit on the left side, gobbled up by the shortstop. Escobar flips to BECKHAM. They will force out the runner at second, CALLASPO, and the inning will end on the 6-4 fielder's choice. The Angels do get a run in the inning to regain the lead. 2 hits in the inning, no errors, and the Angels lead 1. 2 complete. We head to the third. It's 3-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the third inning. Angels baseball is back. Individual game tickets for the 2012 season are now on sale. Make your plans to be a part of Big Bang Fridays, Family Sundays, and many promotional nights and great opponents like the Yankees and the Red Sox. Purchase tickets at angels.com or at the Angels Stadium ticket office. New pitcher in the game for the Angels, Eric Hurley, taking over, former Texas Ranger. He faces Gordon BECKHAM. His first pitch misses for ball 1. And the 1-0 delivery. That one is low and outside. It's now 2 balls and no strikes.
Hurley is another veteran pitcher the Angels will take a long look at, but the main issue with him is to just keep him healthy. Keep him on that mound.
Big right-hander. The pitch, that's ripped into left field. That'll fall in for a base hit. So BECKHAM is aboard with his second hit today. A leadoff single here in the third, and Adam Dunn will be the next batter.
Terry, that was a welcome sight right there. If they can get Gordon BECKHAM to swing the bat the way he did a couple of years ago, it's only but positive for that lineup that is now without Carlos Quentin.
Yeah, BECKHAM has really tailed off since his rookie season when he was one of the best rookies in the majors. He hit just .230 last year. So here's Dunn getting ready to face Hurley. The first pitch, and that one is in there for a strike. The Angels have a shift on with Dunn batting. The third baseman, CALLASPO, is playing in the shortstop hole. His tourist, the shortstop, is almost behind second. No balls and 1 strike. The count on Adam Dunn. Toss over to first base. BECKHAM gets back. Hurley on the hill, 6'4", 200-pounder. He is 26 years old. He was 1-2 in 5 starts with the Rangers last year, and 8-3 in AAA last season with a high ERA of over 5.5. Here's his pitch, and that one is cut on and a foul tip held by Wilson. It's no balls, 2 strikes.
Very good follow-up on that off speed. Now you're way ahead of Adam Dunn, so there's no need to come anywhere near that strike zone right now.
We'll give you the numbers on the starter, Garrett Richards, after the next pitch. Richards going the first 2 innings for the Angels today, leaving the game with a 3-2 lead. The 2-strike pitch on Dunn. That one's off speed. It misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Richards went 2 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. He walked 1 and struck out 1. Here's the 1-2. BECKHAM on the move. The pitch is a ball and no throw to second base. That'll be a stolen base.
Bobby Wilson was ready to fire the second base, but the way Adam Dunn landed after taking that pitch, there was no interference, but Bobby Wilson was in no position to take the next step forward.
Hurley is ready. The 2-2 delivery. Fouled off on the left side, backing out of play. Eric Hurley will throw a fastball. He'll top out around 95. He has a very good slider, and he'll throw a changeup. And as Jose mentioned, a guy that is just looking to stay healthy. He missed the 2010 season and the 2009 seasons because of the Tommy John right elbow surgery. He also had a broken left wrist that he had to deal with. And then last season, as that pitch misses and the count is full, it's 3-2. Last year, he missed 2 months of the season after he was struck by a line drive that hit him in the head. He suffered a concussion and just was really never the same a year ago with the Rangers. The count full, no outs, runner at second, 3-2 Angels here in the third. The payoff pitch, and that's high and outside. He walks him. So 2 on with no 1 out for Viciedo.
He had him 0-2, and he walks him, but it's a case where you have to just go out there and start trusting your stuff a little bit more. I know it's a first outing out there in the Cactus League and getting a feel for your pitches and working with a new catcher and all that.
Dan Johnson is going to pinch run for Adam Dunn, so his day is over. Batter now is Diane Viciedo. Here's the pitch. He takes a strike on the outside corner. Adam Dunn, who just left the game for the White Sox, was 0 for 0 today with 2 walks. The pitch. That's inside. 1 ball, 1 strike on Viciedo. He popped out to second. Nice play made by Amarista back in the first inning. Viciedo is a guy who is normally swinging the bat. There's a pitch that he takes, however, and a good block by Bobby Wilson. The count 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, he's swinging the bat most of the time, but he's finding out too that in order to progress and be an everyday player in the major leagues, there's times when you have to not swing the bat. When it comes down to raw potential and power, he's got it.
2 balls, 1 strike. Next delivery, he took a cut at that one and comes up empty, in the count even 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Viciedo originally a third baseman coming out of Cuba. But they knew with that body there's no way he was going to be able to sustain that rigors at third base, so he became an outfielder.
2-2 delivery. That one is high. You mentioned his body, and he has the nickname the Tank. He is a guy who is thick-bodied.
That only tells you one thing. And he is. He's a big man.
Yep.
Still young.
So the count is full on Viciedo, only 23 years old, Cuban native. The payoff pitch from Hurley, and he got him. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And it looked like he got him with a good slider right there.
And for Hurley, there's a case right there where he learned something about the walk against Adam Dunn and just came right after Viciedo. A very good location.
So Fukudome will bat. Still 2 on, 1 out. Angels up by a run, 3-2 here in the third. Fukudome with a fielder's choice his first time up. The ball he hit to the shortstop is Turris.
Fukudome doesn't even have to move apartments in Chicago. Just took a little exit to Cleveland, but
pitch on its way, drives one into center field. Vernon Wells playing out there. He's under. He'll make the catch on it. The runner at second base will tag. That's BECKHAM. He moves over to third on the flyout. So out number 2. And the hitter will be Tyler Flowers. Flowers singled his first time up, and he scored a run.
Hey fans, opening night is approaching fast. The 2012 season kicks off Friday night, April 6th, when the Angels take on the Royals at 7:05. Opening night will include a pre-game flyover and the first Big Bang Friday of the season. So don't miss out on this exciting night and purchase your tickets at the Angels Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. April 6th.
That's 1 month from today.
It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. So here is the right-handed hitting catcher Tyler Flowers at the plate. A hit would mean a run and out. The inning's over. The Angels would hold on to the lead. First pitch, that's a slider low and away, and he checks this way and they say he was holding. 1 ball, no strikes. Hope you're enjoying the action today wherever you're listening or watching Angels baseball. The Cactus League home opener for the Halos taking on the Chicago White Sox. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss, and again a good looking slider. 1 ball, 1 strike.
It's a very good job not only by Hurley but also by Bobby Wilson insisting on that pitch and also giving him a very good target behind the plate.
Infield is playing it back with 2 outs. Here's the 1-1, and again cut on and missed.
Bobby Wilson once again, he's very subtle with his movements behind the plate. Just flashes that glove once and said, here's where I want it, follow me. Just a matter also for the catchers to learn more about newcomers like Hurley and getting together with them in those bullpen sessions and transferring that into the games.
The 1-2 delivery didn't miss by much.
Good pitch. That's a good pitch right there.
Gary Darling has been a hitter's umpire today. He has not been a strike caller behind home plate. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Flowers. Hurley's 2-2. Just got a piece of it that Flowers fouling it back to the backstop. Count remains 2-2.
Shook off his slider when Wilson called it and went back to the fastball inside. Well located. Just did not allow Flowers to extend. See a lot of communication right now between Mike Scioscia and Bobby Wilson.
Bottom of the inning, bottom of the third. Angels will send up Cantu, Wilson, and Amarista. 2 outs, 2 on. The 2-2 delivery. That is a called third strike. He takes one down the heart of the plate. Struck him out looking. That was a good job of pitching there by Hurley, and he prevents the White Sox from getting on the board. No runs in the inning. They had a hit, a walk, no errors, and they leave a pair. Bottom of the third coming up. 3-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the bottom of the third inning. Looks like a new battery in the ball game for the White Sox. We'll fill you in on the new battery. The new first baseman is Dan Johnson. He came in a pinch run for Adam Dunn, so he will take over for him at first base as well. And the first batter for the Angels as we get the bottom of the third underway is Jorge Cantu, who's already singled in a couple of runs. First pitch, that one is in there for strike. The new pitcher is Brian Amogroso. He is a right-hander. Josh Fegley is the new catcher as that pitch is high and the count even. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Fegley spelled P-H-E-G-L-E-Y.
Josh Fegley behind the plate. There's one popped up foul over on the right side. It's backing out of play. Fans, are you looking to entertain a group for the Kenny Chesney and Tim McGraw concert on July the 14th at the Big A? How about reserving a suite for your friends, family, or business associates? There are a variety of suite locations and sizes available. For more info or to reserve your suite, call 714-940-2094. Pitch is fouled off over by Bobby Wilson waiting on deck, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
I'll tell you who's excited for that day besides a bunch of Angels fans. Scott Downs.
That's right. He's a big country music fan. The 1-2 pitch. A pop that's going to clear the infield and drop into shallow left for another hit. Cantu getting that one airborne over the head of the shortstop Escobar. His second hit of the game, and Bobby Wilson will be the next batter.
Cantu's a guy that presents the Angels the option as a backup first baseman, third baseman, occasional in the outfield, but also he has played some second base, Terry, and he's not far removed from very productive RBI years of the big leagues.
He has power, good power. He's been a run producer in the past in the majors. Amagroso working with the runner at first, no outs. There goes Cantu. Ball grounded on the right side. A perfect job of hitting and running. Moving on to third base is Cantu. Wilson is on with a hit. That's his first hit this spring, and the Angels have him at the corners with nobody out.
Those are the things that make Bobby Wilson so valuable for Mike Scioscia, even though his average not where you wanted it last year, only 189, but he can handle the bat. And this is one way of getting him on track and just staying on the ball a little bit longer, putting a play on, keeping him aware. It's just a great execution. Mainly, not because he found the hole, but because he hit the ball on the ground.
So the batter now is Amarista. Second time he's stepped up to the plate today with someone on at third base. We'll see if he can bring in a run. No outs, runners at the corners. The pitch low and in. Good stop by the new catcher Fagley on a pitch that was low, and the count 1 ball, no strikes on Amarista.
Amarista has a tendency at times to get very long with his swing, which is what we saw when he faced Danks with the bases loaded in the first inning. So hopefully he can cut it down here against the righty. But this guy has some surprising power to the gaps.
3-2 Angels in the bottom of the third inning here in Tempe. Fake pickoff throw to third base by Amagroso. Amagroso was born in Beaver, Pennsylvania, now resides in Beaver Falls. 1-0 pitch. Drilled into right field, chasing after his Fukudome. It's by him, and the ball rolls all the way out to the wall. 1 run will score. Let's see if the Angels are going to hold up Wilson. They will. It'll be an RBI double, and the Angels extend the lead. It's now 4-2. Boy, the little man, Amarista, put a charge into that one. He hit it a long way.
There's a gap of power that he has, shortening down his swing now. He's in right field this time as a target to get something he can handle in that strike zone. And really does a fine job staying right with it. You see the size, and sometimes as an outfielder you take for granted, well, let me just take away the short line drive. But throughout his minor league career, outfielders have found that it could be a little different with him.
Yesterday against the A's, the Angels scored in the first 4 innings. So far today, the Angels have scored in the first 3 innings, so a lot of early run production for the Halos. And the pitch, that one skips by the catcher Fagley. It hit off his glove and goes back to the backstop. Coming in and scoring from third will be Wilson, and moving over to third is Amarista. That will be scored as a wild pitch, and it's 5-2 Angels.
See a lot of this happen early in camp. Is guys try to know each other, and catchers try to transfer all the work and the skills into blocking balls and game action. A little different.
Next pitch on its way. That one misses ball 2 on Langerhans. 2 balls, no strikes.
Sure, when I say a little different, it's all a little different than just doing drills. Now we're talking about the pressure of preventing something from scoring or advancing.
And Langerhans taking again. That one misses. It's ball 3. Amagroso having some issues here. Their first reliever of the day. He pitched last year in AA and AAA. Here's the 3-0. Langerhans takes that one, is in there for a strike. Brian Amagroso, former 6th round pick of the White Sox. And that was back in June of 2006. The 3-1 delivery. That's outside and low. He walks him. 4 straight hitters have reached base to start this inning off for the Angels, and Cole Calhoun will be the next batter.
Angels' patience continues to prevail here in the early going in camp. Another at bat where any hitter would have been a little too anxious to drive it in to make an impression, but Langerhans, with his experience, played it off right.
Calhoun has doubled and scored so far today. A hit would mean another run. The Angels have a 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the third inning. The catcher Fagley is signaling to his infielders how he wants them to get positioned. Left-handed hitting Cole Calhoun at the plate. Here's the pitch. He takes that one low. It skips away from Fegley, and moving up to second base, getting there without a throw is Langerhans. That'll be another wild pitch. The second in the inning and the third against White Sox pitchers already in this game.
Young catcher, young pitcher, just a little nervous. The jitters here in camp. Not out of the ordinary.
1 ball, no strikes. Next delivery, it's bounced over the mound, out behind second and through into center field. A run will score. Another runner's being waved home. Langerhans a collision at the plate, and he is out. So give Calhoun an RBI single. The Angels tried to get 2 on it there. And it was a nice play by BECKHAM to get that throw and get it in time to Fegley to get the out on Langerhans trying to score from second.
And Dino Evil had Langerhans going all the way, just enforcing the issue. Hey, it's this early in camp. Let's make sure we test our limits a little bit. Why not? I have no problems with that play right there. He just took an excellent play defensively to get Langerhans out at home.
The toss over to first. Calhoun gets back.
What happens too, Terry, this early you get to learn more about guys you haven't seen play a lot. And that's what Dino's going through right now with some of the newcomers and also from the guys returning. Where are they at this point?
So 6-2 Angels. 3 runs have scored in this inning. The toss again over to first base, and Calhoun dives back safely.
One thing, with or without Albert Pujols or whoever was here last year or the year before, the Angels will continue to run the bases aggressively. And there will be times when fans get frustrated and say, why did he send him? Why did the contact play on? It's just the way he played the game.
There's a pitch on the outside corner on his tourist, batting for the 3rd time today. He takes that one for a strike.
Here in spring training, yeah, you want to see guys get thrown out just to learn more about them. But you want to take risks. In the season, you tone it down, you already know what you have. When do you push it and when you don't?
Here's the next delivery. That one is low. Stopped by Fegley. Well, there might be some new pieces to the puzzle this year, but as far as the philosophy, that hasn't changed.
It cannot change because, remember, it filters all the way through the minor league system. So when guys get to the big leagues, they know what every single term means. No surprises.
Toss over to first base. Diving back goes Calhoun. He can run a little bit. He had 20 stolen bases last year. Not that big of a guy, but he's really put together. Cole Calhoun. A little bit under 6 feet tall. One ball, one strike. The pitch. Bounced on a hop right to the shortstop. Escobar goes to second. Relay over to first. It's in time for a double play. And that will end the inning. So it ends on the 6-4-3 Twin Philly. The Angels will settle for 3 runs in the inning. Doing it with a total of 4 hits, a walk in the inning, no errors, and as it turns out, no one left on base. 3 in the books. The 4th is next. 6-3, 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network. We go here in Tempe. First batter up is Jim Gallagher, and the first pitch from Eric Hurley was a little bit high. It's 1 ball, no strikes, 6-2. Angels leading here at Tempe Diablo. Next delivery, that's low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Hurley came in last inning, pitched out of some trouble, and his 2-0 pitch right in there for a called strike. 2-1 to count.
He pitched out of some trouble after a little walk to Adam Dunn. He just came back aggressively and got Luciano, got FUKUDOME, and got Flowers.
There's a pitch that Gallagher is taking, and it's right in there for a strike.
That was going to be a difference there, Terry. He started getting more aggressive with his fastball.
The 2-2 delivery. That's outside. The White Sox have a lot of missing pieces from a year ago. Mark Burley is gone. Juan Pierre is gone. Carlos Quinton is gone. Sergio Santos, who is their closer, he's no longer with them. Edwin Jackson no longer with them as well.
Big Ozzy.
All right. Their manager is gone. They've added a lot of young talent. And you just have to wonder how they will shake out in the AL Central this year as that pitch misses for ball 4. Gallagher has a leadoff walk. That's the 3rd straight inning that the White Sox have put the leadoff man on against Angels pitchers, and Brent Lillibridge will be the next batter.
The AL Central, boy, there's a monster there called the Detroit Tigers. Just got better by adding Prince Fielder. Minnesota Twins, how much better will they be with a healthy Morneau and a healthy Joe Mauer? Without a Jason Kubel, without a Michael Kadire, without Joe Nathan.
There's a pitch that's outside, and you still have to wonder how healthy Morneau and Mauer will be. I mean, there's no guarantee, especially Morneau seems to still have some side effects from the concussion issues.
Another team going through a transition right now.
Brent Lillibridge batting, and the kickoff toss over to first base. Back to the bag goes the base runner over there, Jim Gallagher. Angels infielders at double play depth, middle part of the infield. Here's the next pitch. It's skied in the air into left field. Langerhans has had some trouble out there today. He's under this one, though. He'll put it away with no trouble. And that will be the first out.
Good job by Langerhans making sure he's shading his eyes, even with the sunglasses here in Arizona. There's a lot of glare, and without a cloud in the sky, it can get a little tough to get some perception and depth. Does a fine job adjusting with his feet under, catching that ball.
So the batter now is the shortstop, Eduardo Escobar, switch hitter. He's had a single so far today. Spent most of last season in AAA. Was in 9 games for the White Sox, and the pitch showing is a pitch that misses for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Another shortstop from Venezuela wearing the White Sox colors. Nothing new there.
He's trying to win a spot as a reserve for them this spring. Alexi Ramirez is their everyday shortstop. 1-0 pitch. That's high. Snap throw to first, and the runner diving back safely is Gallagher. 2 balls, no strikes.
Still a lot of love for guys like Louis Aparicio, the shortstop of the White Sox. Ozzy being himself. Back to Soilo Versalles. And right now their shortstop is a pretty good one too. Cuban, Alexi Ramirez.
Yeah. Here's the 2-0. Runner is on the move. The pitch is missed. Throw to second. Waiting with the tag as it starts, and gunned down by Bobby Wilson is Jim Gallagher. No contest right there.
Boy, throughout the day we've been talking about the release and the footwork by Bobby Wilson, and there's nothing that describes it more right there. That's a true catch and throw type of situation right there. Excellent job.
He's gunned down a couple today at second base. There's a bouncer foul over on the right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Very doubtful the Angels will carry 3 catchers this season, so as of right now, course, Iannetta is penciled in as a starter. But the Angels haven't had this type of situation in a long time where you have a guy that you can pencil in it for 110 games.
Hurley's 2-2 pitch popped up. This should be the end of the inning. Third base side. The third baseman, CALLASPO, comes halfway down to the plate, puts it away in fair territory, and the inning is over. Good job by Hurley here in the fourth. In the inning, no runs, hits, or errors. A walk and nobody left on. Bottom of the fourth is coming up. Angels have a 6-2 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and the Apple Vision on Fox Sports West. day end as a result of that double. Taylor Lindsay is going to take over as a pinch runner for him. And the batter now is Vernon Wells with a chance to drive in a run. One out, runner at second. Thornton delivers, and Wells takes that one low and inside.
Yeah, Pujols, the way he goes about his business, it's no doubt. Guys are starting to just not be in awe anymore, but just learn from him. The way he goes about getting here early, getting to the gym, going through his routine, accommodating the media, but not getting out of what's important to him, as we talked about earlier, Terry, is the seriousness that he puts into spring training.
Saw him the other day during the intra-squad game we had here a few days ago over the weekend in Tempe. He was signing autographs for the fans down the first base line. Pitch on its way. That one's lifted into left field. Hit pretty well. Under, though, making the grab on it is the left fielder short. And then Lindsay, who was almost at third base, he had a really hustle to get back to second.
Lindsay either thought he knew that ball was going to clear the outfielder, or he forgot how many outs there were, because Dino Ebel put the brakes on him very quickly. Exciting young man right there. And Vernon Wells once again showing that reconfigured swing. Nice contact.
Yeah, solid contact there. So here's Cantu getting ready to bat. He's had a nice day so far. A pair of hits, scored a run, stole a base, and he's driven in a pair. The pitch. He swings and misses that one for strike one. Angels have a 6-2 lead, bottom of the fourth inning here in Tempe. Matt Thornton is the third pitcher of the day for Chicago. And the next pitch, that one is cut on and missed. Hey, fans, catch a little luck of the Irish by having your name drawn in the March into Cash drawings at Saboba Casino on Wednesday, March 7th, Wednesday, March the 14th, and Wednesday, March the 21st. Win your share of up to $160,000 in cash and a new car. Saboba Casino voted the loosest slots 4 years running. Next delivery, a fly ball lifted into right field. Thompson backpedals. He has plenty of room to make the grab, and the inning is over. So the Angels fail to score here in the fourth. No runs. The double by Pujols in the inning. That was the only hit. No errors and a runner left. Fifth inning is coming up in Tempe. It's 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
We go to the 5th inning. Angels have a 6-2 lead. Number of changes for the Halos. The new pitcher is Kevin Jepson. He's kind of on the comeback trail right now. There's a new third baseman, Luis Jimenez, a new shortstop, Gene Segura, and a new center fielder, Matt Long, for the Halos. And the batter batting for the first time today for Chicago is Jordan Danks. He is hitting out of De Aza's spot. This is his first time up. De Aza, who was their leadoff man, went 0 for 1 with a sac fly, run batted in. No balls, 1 strike as Jepson eyes the target and delivers. The pitch a little bit low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kevin Jepson was with the Angels when last season got underway, and he struggled. He was sent down to the minors. Eventually he was injured. There's a pitch on the outside corner, and that one is a called strike. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I mean, Jepson was the setup guy for the Angels in front of Fernando Rodney to begin the season. And things just did not go very well right off the bat for him.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. And that one is cut on and missed. He got him, struck him out. That might have been the cut fastball right there. It looked like a pretty good pitch.
He took a lot off of it, so looked like a slider there. Very good pitches missing below that bat. And for Jepson, Terry, a different type of spring, too. There are no guarantees for him, as he has to stay healthy. He has to battle it out with some names out there that are making those Angels bullpen fight pretty tough right now.
Ray Almeida is the batter. This is his first time up. He's hitting out of Beckham's spot. Beckham had a good ball game for the White Sox. He went 2 for 2. Dan Johnson is waiting on deck. It'll be his first at bat of the day. Jepson's next pitch, and that one is fouled off over by the White Sox third base dugout. Kevin Jepson had right knee arthroscopic surgery last August. He didn't pitch after the 16th of July because of that right knee problem, an MCL injury. And he's put on some weight during the offseason. He's gained about 20 pounds. There's a pitch that's cut on and missed. And he felt last season the reason he was so ineffective, Jose, was because of the knee issue. It wasn't really the arm, it was the knee. He's gotten that taken care of, and hopefully he'll be back to the form we saw from him back in 2010. The pitch, chopped foul on the right side.
His run in September of 2010 was just amazing, especially at the end of the season. He's got the arm. I mean, he's a plus arm. Consistency has been an issue, and you know, knee or no knee problem, no matter what, for Kevin Jepson, is pitching down in the zone more consistently. Guys are catching up with 95, 97 up around the letters.
There's a pitch that misses high and outside. That was a fastball. Looked like it had some pretty good velocity on it. We don't have a radar gun that we follow here in spring training, at least not at Tempe Diablo. But that last pitch looked like it had a little extra on it. The 2-2. That's fouled off on the left side, backing out of play.
You consider working backwards in the Angels bullpen right now, the way it is and the way it's stacked up, Terry, with Walden. And just, you know, assuming everybody's healthy, Walden. You got Downs, you got Isringhausen, you got Troy Hawkins.
Takahashi's in there. There's a pitch that's low. And now it's a full count, 3-2.
Like anybody will say, and I know this is sometimes overstated in baseball, it's a good problem to have.
Casava really came on last year for the Angels. You have Thompson in the mix.
Michael Kahn in the mix.
The 3-2 pitch, and that one is cut on and missed. A high fastball. He struck him out. Jepson has blown away the first 2 hitters here in this 5th inning. And Dan Johnson will be the next batter.
We're seeing Kevin Jepson that's really driving with that back leg and finishing off right in front of him. The ball's really taking off, but you can see the zip and the arm speed that he is possessing right now. Very encouraging.
Yeah, he is throwing hard today. So here's Johnson at the plate. First pitch fastball is high. The count 1 ball, no strikes.
You're talking about a deep bullpen, then you go to the rotation. With Weaver, Herron, Santana, C.J. Wilson, and the battle for number 5. It starts with a guy that's leading really in Jerome Williams.
There's a ball bounced by the mound that's going to skip through into center field. So Johnson has a hit. 2-out single here in the 5th inning.
And Williams out. They're going to take it slow with him for the next couple of weeks because of the left hamstring strain. But the Angels will not need a 5th starter until the 15th of April. So the Angels will be in New York due to some off days early in the season. So we'll see how it all pans out. One thing Mike Scioscia did say, though, this morning is Garrett Richards is not an option to go to the bullpen.
Right. Brandon Short is the batter. This is his first time up today. Takes the first pitch for a ball to count 1 ball, no strikes.
There's a few guys that Mike Scioscia and General Manager Derry DePoto and the staff would like to keep stretched out throughout the early minor league season.
Jepson ready, and the next pitch lifted in the air into center field. Long is playing there, comes in, he's under in shallow right center. He'll put it away, and the inning is over. Nice inning for Jepson. No runs, they had a hit. In the inning, no errors, they leave one. Jepson with a pair of strikeouts. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning in Tempe. The Angels have a 6-2 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Bottom of the 5th in Tempe. The Angels up 6-2. Bobby Wilson will be the first batter for the Angels. There's a new pitcher in the game for the White Sox. He is a right-hander, young right-hander by the name of Nate Jones. 5th-round pick of the White Sox back in 2007. He pitched at AA Birmingham last year. Did some closing for that club a year ago. So the batters Wilson, Amarista, and Langerhans for the Angels. Fans, don't forget the first Big Bang Friday of the season will be opening night, April the 6th. The Angels will kick off the season against the Kansas City Royals with game time at 7:05. Wilson taking the first pitch. It's on the outside corner for a strike. Come on out to the Big A on April the 6th. Enjoy a spectacular start of the new season with the fireworks show. Tickets are available at the Angels Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. 0-1 pitch. Wilson fouls that one off on the right side, backing out of play. Nate Jones is a hard thrower. He'll throw the fastball in the mid-90s. He has a very good curveball. 0-2 pitch, and reaching was Wilson. He bounces that one foul over on the third base side. Jones, the 4th pitcher of the day for Chicago. He said he has Wilson in the hole. The 0-2 pitch. Bobby checks. Did he go around on that one? Yes, he did. Struck him out.
This young pitcher, Jones, really showing a lot of life on that fastball and a lot of deception. If you watch the way he takes the ball out of his glove, it looks like he pauses mid-air with his arm, then fires away with a short arm action. Oh, and it helps when you can locate too, Terry.
Yep, there's no doubt about that. So here is Amarista, who's doubled in a run and scored a run today, and his first 2 times up he was taking that pitch. It's in there for a strike. Angels will be here in Tempe tomorrow to take on the Seattle Mariners, and that'll be the only time the Angels play Seattle all spring. Pitching matchup tomorrow, Jared Weaver against Blake Bevan. Thursday, the Angels will play Cleveland. That'll be Dan Herron against Ubaldo Jimenez, and Irvin Santana will pitch Friday here against the Padres. San Diego will be at the Tempe Diablo Stadium to take on the Angels.
Yeah, tomorrow, Jared Weaver, as you mentioned, one thing is every time you say that about playing the Mariners one time and not seeing the Oakland A's, it feels like we're talking about September baseball again.
Right. 2-1 pitch. Amarista with a pop into left field. The left fielder Brandon Short is under. He'll put it away, and that's the second out. 2 up, 2 away. Langerhans will be the next batter. We'll have to ask Mike Socia about that Cactus League scheduling, if that's just a coincidence or if it's by design that the Angels really aren't playing their teams in their division very much this spring.
It's happening all the way around, so the Angels will see a lot of the Diamondbacks, the Cincinnati Reds, the Indians.
There's a pitch high and away. It misses outside on Langerhans. He has gone 0 for 1 officially today with a walk and a strikeout.
And of course, Terry, with more teams now here in the Cactus League, everything is a little bit more spread out.
Here's the pitch, and that one is inside. I kind of wonder with the Houston Astros coming over to the American League next season, and they'll be in the Angels division in the AL West in 2013, if they might be a team that are looking to relocate their spring base here in Arizona. Not sure what their whole lease situation is in Florida and things like that, but you would think it would make more sense for them to move their spring training base to Arizona here in the near future.
Yeah, there was talk of the Astros moving here a couple of years ago.
The pitch, and that one is low. 3-1 the count.
I mean, this is a great scenario for managers, coaches, players. There's so many times where you can hit batting practice in your home field and just take a bus at noon or 11:45 and go get loose, play catch, and play the game.
Yeah.
Especially now that you don't have to go down to Tucson and see the White Sox or the Rockies.
Right. There's a 3-1 pitch. It's high, and it's ball 4. Langerhans is on with his second walk of the game, a 2-out walk here in the 5th. Cole Calhoun, who's having a nice day, will be the batter. He's had a pair of hits. He's scored a run and driven in a run today.
I have a feeling, Terry, this young man right here is going to earn some at-bats this spring. Just brings a whole package. Very aggressive, a lot of energy. Certainly a kid that has hit throughout his whole life. Nice pickup by the Halos.
Here's the pitch on Calhoun. He takes that one for a strike.
Has a lot of fans here in the stands today.
Yep. He's from Buckeye, which, well, it's about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so from Phoenix. He was the Angels minor league player of the year last year. 0-1 pitch. That one misses high. So the count even. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Cole Calhoun.
See, number 77 makes me think of Reggie Willits.
There you go. And we haven't really heard if Reggie is hooked up with anyone. Haven't seen his name on the transactions at all. No longer property of the Angels organization.
Well, it's unfortunate. I mean, he had a nice career in front of him. Still does. I mean, he's worked hard, but the injuries really took a toll on his body. Reggie's a guy with an. We saw what happened back in 2007.
1 ball, 1 strike. The count on Cole Calhoun, who played his college baseball at Arizona State.
Runner goes, the pitch low, throw down a second, a one-hop throw, not in time. That'll be a stolen base for Langerhans. So the Angels have a 2-out base runner in scoring position now with Calhoun at the plate.
The double clutch on catcher Fagley there, making that throw to second base. Still showed a pretty good arm down there.
The hit could mean another run with 2 outs. The Angels have a 6-2 lead batting here in the 5th. Jones set, delivers. Pitch is low, and the count 3-1. Calhoun had 73 walks last year, along with 166 hits at Inland Empire in the Cal League. Next delivery grounded sharply on the first base side, a foul ball. Just foul.
Good aggressive swing right there. 3-1.
If the inning continues, waiting on deck for the Angels is Gene Segura. He's yet to bat in this game. He replaced his Torres at shortstop and also replaced Meiser in the leadoff spot in the Angel lineup today. 6 runs, 9 hits, an error for the Angels. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the White Sox. The 3-2 pitch fouled back to the screen.
Oh, so far so good with the weather. It's supposed to get very windy and very dusty around here pretty soon, and much cooler.
Yeah, the fans coming out here tomorrow might be bundled up a little bit. That's what they're forecasting, the temperature to only get into the low 60s for the high tomorrow. The pitch. And that is a called third strike on a 3-2 pitch. It just nicked the outside corner, struck him out looking, and the inning is over. Here in the Angels' 5th, no runs, hits, or errors, a walk, a runner left at second. 5 complete. We head to the 6th inning, 6-2 Angels. You're listening to the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Sixth inning we go in Tempe. Another new pitcher for the Angels and a new catcher for that matter as well. Trevor Bell is on the hill. Hank Conger is behind the plate. And fans, don't forget the second annual Angels 5K and Fun Run will take place April the 22nd. Participants will run and walk on a baseball-themed course that goes through Angel Stadium and finishes at FanFest. All participants receive a commemorative shirt and a voucher for a future Angels game. Sign up today at angels.com/5K. Proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. So Trevor Bell getting ready to work for the first time this spring, and he faces Trace Thompson. Here's the first pitch on Thompson, and that one is a pitch that misses low. Trace Thompson is hitting out of Fukudome's spot, the number 5 spot. He's a Southern California native, went to Santa Margarita High School in South Orange County. He has a couple of older brothers who are playing in the NBA. One plays for the Warriors, one plays for the Cavaliers, and of course his dad is Michael Thompson, the former Laker, now a Laker broadcaster as well. Very athletic family, Jose.
Yes, it is a very athletic family, and this kid said he has been loving baseball for a long time.
He takes that pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It's 2-1 on Trace Thompson.
You know, even after being on championship youth basketball teams, he decided, I'm going to take the baseball route. And he showed some a lot of power last season in the minor leagues.
He takes that one outside. It's now 3 balls and 1 strike.
Look at his legs. You think basketball first.
Here's the 3-1 pitch, and he lifts that one in the air, foul on the right side. It's going to get back and out of play. Thompson is regarded as one of the best prospects in the White Sox organization, maybe the best position player in their organization. He was a second-round pick of the White Sox back in 2009. Last year, playing in A-ball at Kannapolis, 24 homers, 87 RBIs, while hitting .241. His issue so far has been plate discipline. He struck out 172 times last year in 136 games. And with 2 strikes on him here, he checks on that one, and it's outside, ball 4. He has a leadoff walk. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. The catcher, Josh Fagley, will be the next batter. This will be his first time up. He's batting out of Flowers' spot. He was the starting catcher. Flowers went 1 for 2. And the first pitch, a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Trevor Bell on the hill for the Angels, his first appearance this spring. Jepson was impressive last inning. He struck out 2 of the 4 batters he faced. He gave up a hit, no runs. Bell delivers. Thompson on the move. Pitch is missed. Throw to second. Late, a stolen base. Trace Thompson steals second.
Well, you can tell right away. I mean, he takes gigantic strides, and that's why he is considered their top position player as a prospect, because he brings a package of the speed, the knowledge of the strike zone getting better, but also the strides he takes out there. I mean, it's unbelievable. There's no doubt that his bloodlines are right in there.
One ball, 1 strike, the count on Fagley. Former first-round pick of the White Sox in 2009, and he takes a pitch that's high and outside.
Trevor Bell, Terry, has had very good sessions in his bullpens early in camp, and also in live batting practice to the hitters, where he has really done a good job keeping the ball down, and he is in the mix for that number 5 starter slot. So a very important outing for him here immediately.
Here's the 2-1 on Fagley. He looks it over. It's in there for a strike. It's Josh Fagley, who's batting for the White Sox. He's a guy you have to admire. He has a rare and potentially chronic condition, which involves his blood not clotting properly. And as a result of that, he's already had his spleen removed to improve the blood clotting problem.
You got to tip your hat and just pray that he stays healthy, and of course takes good care of himself, but certainly applaud the effort and see how much he loves this game.
No doubt.
And how far he's gotten it.
He's had to endure some physical hardship already. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and he takes that one outside. So Trevor Bell has walked the first 2 batters to start off this 6th inning for Chicago.
Van Conger goes out there. He knows Trevor very well, and just trying to calm him down here. At this point, he might be trying to be just a little too fine and not trusting the movement on this fastball enough and trying to pick too many spots. Remember, the hitters are not in peak condition either. You got to keep that in mind as a pitcher this early in spring.
Tyler Kuhn will be the batter. He's sitting out of the spot originally occupied by Jim Gallagher, who was the DH. And the first pitch misses for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So Trevor Bell having some command problems here, walking the first 2 and getting behind against the next hitter. Pitch on the left-handed hitting Tyler Kuhn, and he takes that one, and that's in there for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's a good job by Trevor getting back into counts with a breaking ball. He started off in the back door side of the plate. Good job of framing there by Hank Conger.
Here's the 1-1. Tipped foul right by the plate. So the count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's a good time to start to keep the ball down because that wind is picking up and you can see the flags starting to blow out. Of course, nothing new here in the Cactus League, but don't give the hitter any more opportunities to get something out of the ballpark.
Let's see if Bell can get Kuhn here. And the next pitch, he grounds the ball to second base, could be 2. Flip to second 1, relay to first, and a nice scoop over there by Cantu, and the Angels turn the double play. Nicely done.
Excellent job all the way around, starting with the guy on the mound. Sacrifice a little velocity, keep the ball down, and make your infielders work for you. Hey, this guy, Terry, has spent so much time on drills and double plays and getting their feet set and working together. Put them to work for you. Nice job there by the guys up the middle.
Dallas McPherson will be the batter for Chicago. He's sitting out a Lillibridge spot in the batting order. He went 1 for 2 today. Left-handed hitting Dallas McPherson, former Angel. The pitch, and he took a big cut at that one and misses it for strike 1. McPherson was with the Angels from 2004 to 2007. He was with the White Sox briefly last season, played in 11 games for them, hit just 133. He's had a lot of back problems in his professional career. The pitch, he takes that one low for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just never panned out here with the Angels, and a guy that came up with a lot of promise, a lot of power, and he was supposed to be the standard at third base because of what he did in the minor leagues, but with the health issues and the inability to make adjustments at the big league level, time ran out for him.
Yep. 1 ball, 1 strike on McPherson, and that one is low. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
You know, there's one time when the argument was, okay, so who's the guy going to play in the future? Is it McPherson or Brandon Wood?
Right. McPherson started his pro baseball career in 2001. Second round pick of the Angels. Here's the pitch, and he fouls that one back behind the plate. He has hit almost 200 home runs in the minor leagues, Jose, and in the big leagues, 18 home runs.
Unfortunately, it just has not transferred over to this level. Well, you got to give it to him. He's sticking with it.
Missed a pair of seasons, 07 and 09, as a result of the back problems. He's had back surgery, and there's a swing and a miss at a 2-2 pitch. He struck him out as Bell came in with the fastball, worked him inside and gets him. The inning is over. Good job by Trevor pitching out of trouble. He walked the first 2, but they failed to score. No runs, hits, or errors. The 2 walks, and they leave 1 on base. Bottom of the 6th is coming up. Angels have a 6-2 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
your season tickets today by calling 888-796-HALO. Angels Baseball. Take me out to a ball game.
It's the historic 10th season of the best poker on television. The World Poker Tour returns with more poker, more action, more millions to be won. The all-new World Poker Tour Season 10, Sunday at 11.
We move to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Angels have a 6-2 lead. First batter up is Gene Segura, and the first pitch from Nate Jones right in there for a called strike. Segura batting for the first time today, hitting out of Meiser Turris' leadoff spot. Jones with the next pitch, and that one is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count even.
Here's a player the Angels believe has a very high ceiling in Gene Segura. Missed a lot of times last year because of a leg injury, but he is one guy that's pretty excited to be back in that field.
He did not see action yesterday in the Cactus League opener, so this is his first at bat this spring, and he takes that one for a ball. The count 2 balls and 1 strike.
He's got a little Hanley Ramirez in that face and the way he plays the game.
Here's the 2-1. He smacks that one on the third base side out of the reach of McPherson. The shortstop has it, but the throw is late to first base by Ozzie Martinez, and that'll be an infield single for Gene Segura.
Well, right away you see that his legs are just fine, and the minute that ball gets past the third baseman, you know it's going to be a tough play for the shortstop, especially knowing that the ball took a lot of hops to get there, and those hops mean that more steps were being taken towards first base by Segura. Thus the advantage of hitting the ball on the ground.
Luis Jimenez will be the batter. This is his first at bat.
This is a very confident young man right here. Luis Jimenez has been an RBI machine the last couple of seasons in the minor leagues.
It's a guy some scouts say he reminds them of former major league player Melvin Mora a little bit with his game. Here's the pitch, and that is a strike on the outside corner.
Well, Mora had a good career, so that's something good to strive for, I guess.
Yep.
But Jimenez can play first, he can play third. Coming off a winter ball season that saw him get a lot of experience down in the Dominican Republic. Like I said, very confident, not afraid of anybody out there.
Here's the pitch on him, and he grounds the ball to the shortstop. Looks like 2. Going to the bag is Martinez at second, and then he fires to first for the twin killing. It was hit close enough to second base that the shortstop, Ozzie Martinez, just decided to do it on his own, and he was able to get the 2 outs. So 2 quick outs. Taylor Lindsay will be the next batter.
Terry, that's a 6-6-3 double play. You remember those days over at Citi Field?
That's right. I'm going to stick with a 6-3 double play on that one. So here's Taylor Lindsay getting ready to bat. He was the Angels' first-round pick in the 2010 June draft.
Well, a lot of good players coming through the system. We've seen 3 of them right here at Segura, Jimenez, and now Taylor Lindsay. With a lot of promise. Very energetic young player.
Swings from the left side. He takes that pitch for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. He was the MVP of the Pioneer League last year. Played for Tom Kochman at Orem. Hit .362 last year.
Another young player with a lot of fans here in this ballpark.
Here's the pitch on Lindsay, and he swings and foul tips that one into the mid of the catcher Fegley. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Taylor Lindsay had a 5-hit game last season for Orem. He also had a game where he scored 6 runs in one game for Orem. And here he swings and misses the 1-2. Ball was dropped by the catcher Fegley. He picks it up, throws to first to complete the strikeout, and the inning is over. Pretty quiet inning for the Angels after the leadoff hit by Segura. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left. The 7th inning is coming up in Tempe. It's 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Groups of 25 or more can enjoy exciting Angels baseball for as low as $6 per seat this year. When groups purchase tickets, each member will receive an Angels hat for select series. To book your group outing, call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups. Ozzie Martinez is the batter. First pitch from Trevor Bell, a strike. Martinez is batting for the first time today, hitting out of the 9-hole, originally occupied by Eduardo Escobar, the starting shortstop. Here's the 0-1 from Trevor Bell, and that pitch missed low and outside. The Angels have a new first baseman. Efren Navarro takes over for Jorge Cantu. Had a nice day today. And the next pitch on its way. That one is a pitch that's missed for a strike. The count 1-2.
Ozzie Martinez is from Puerto Rico. 23 years old. Big league experience with the Florida Marlins in 2010 and 2011.
Yes, for time, steps out of the batter's box. The 1-2 from Trevor Bell, lifted in the air into shallow right center field. The right fielder out there is Cole Calhoun. He'll put it away, and that's the first out.
Hey kids, the Junior Angels Kids Club is now accepting members for the 2012 season. For just $18, members receive an exclusive Kids Club hat, an Angels cookie pen, 2 ticket vouchers, a fast pass for Kids Run the Bases, an Albert Pujols water bottle, and more. To sign up today, visit angels.com/juniorangels.
Jordan Danks, a left-handed batter, steps in. First ball swinging. He pops one foul over on the left side. That's going to get back and out of play.
Make sure, Terry, you run into one of those water bottles before they run out.
That's right. Stay hydrated.
The numero 5 water bottle.
Danks goes back to his on-deck circle. He might have cracked his back, get some new lumber. White Sox have a left-hander up in their bullpen. So we could see a pitching change for Chicago in the bottom of the 7th. We're in the top of the 7th now. It's 6-2 Angels as Danks takes that one outside. Yet to get the official attendance today for the Angels' first home Cactus League game. Nice crowd on hand. The 1-1. It's lined into left center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Matt Long playing out there will play it in on a hop. Danks has a 1-out single. And Ray Olmedo will be the next batter. Olmedo has been around. He's a veteran player, non-roster player for the White Sox. Swings the bat from the left side. Infield a double play depth. Ready is Trevor Bell, his first pitch, and that one missed outside for a ball.
You watch Olmedo hit, and it's a carbon copy of Bobby Abreu's stance. Also from Venezuela, and he's got the loose top hand, barely on the handle. It's not a bad guy to copy if you're going to do it.
Yep, that left hand, the top hand. There's one that he fouls off on the left side, backing out of play.
And talking about Bobby Abreu, he was in full uni today and went through the drills, took batting practice. So after being absent yesterday because of a flu bug, he was back in action. Hope to be on the field very soon and playing ball games.
Yeah, we should see him tomorrow against Seattle. There's a pickoff toss that got the umpire over there. No advancement by Danks. Kerwin Danley says.
Well, it was Chris Guccione, I believe, that took the hit. Man, that was a tough one right there.
Right, but Danley just got the baseball and decided, hey, let's get that ball out of play.
A tough way to break into the spring training, but, you know, get it out of the way. It's going to happen eventually. Glad he's fine. And Danley's a guy that's familiar with taking hits. He actually suffered a concussion.
Sure did.
He was behind the plate.
There's a toss again over to first base. That one a little bit more fluid, and the runner dives back safely.
Not the easiest of jobs, and sometimes we take for granted the job the umpires do, especially here in spring training with a hot sun and not being able to hide, for a half an inning like the players do, but they also got to get in shape and stay in shape and get their sequences going.
There goes Danks. He's on the move to pitch a ball, throw to second, right on the money, and out at second base is Danks. Conger with a beautiful throw to second base.
Excellent job by Angels catchers this afternoon. Bobby Wilson set the tone. And Conger again not rushing through his throw, takes his time, sets his feet. Nice short hop and a good job by the shortstop Segura in securing that baseball.
White Sox today have had a couple of stolen bases. They've also had 3 runners thrown out at second. Here's the 2-1. That's lined into left center, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. So Almedo singles, same spot where Danks dropped his single in center field. 2-out hit. Dan Johnson will be the next batter.
Trevor Bell's still trying to find the consistency on keeping the ball down. You see some left-handed hitters that have looked pretty comfortable against him. When he's been down in the zone, trusting his movement, he has been a different pitcher. But it's all signs of somebody trying to figure it out here this early and try to find consistency with his delivery.
Here's the pitch on its way, a little bit low. Conger blocks it. Trevor Bell had 3 stints with the Angels last season, and he had 3 stints with the Angels in 2010. And his numbers last year with the Angels were pretty good. His ERA was 3.41. His ERA in AAA last year was 6.27. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul on the right side. Talking to Bell during the offseason, he said it was just tough every time he would get sent back down to the minors to kind of get refocused. The disappointment of being sent down kind of carried over into the way he pitched in AAA, and that's why the numbers were not good at all.
Take disappointment, and also, Terry, the fact that he was not in the flow when he was in the big leagues. The inconsistency of when he was being used, of course, to no fault of his own or the manager or anybody, but just the way the roster situation and spot he was in.
Trevor Bell worked out a lot during the offseason with C.J. Wilson. They worked out together at UCLA, and Trevor said he really picked the brain of C.J. for any kind of pointers, and he said he was very helpful. Talked to him a lot about the changeup, throwing the changeup. Pitch was on the inside corner on Johnson for a strike. It's now 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We talk about the impact Pujols will have at the Angels offensively, but not forgetting they have a lot of leaders in that rotation and on that staff, starting with Weaver and Herron and Santana, of course. But C.J. Wilson's not afraid to express his opinions, to share his knowledge, and to learn. That's one thing that C.J. told me early in camp. I want to learn from these guys that I've seen pitch against me on the other side when I was with the Rangers.
The count's 1-2, and the next pitch, Johnson lifts one in the air into right center field. Should be an easy play for Long. He's coasting under, and he'll make the catch. The Angels center fielder. The inning is over. In the inning for the White Sox, no runs. They had a couple of hits, no errors. They leave a runner on. It's the 7th inning stretch here in Tempe. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th. 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West.
New pitcher in the ball game for the White Sox. His name is Donnie Veal. Last name spelled V-E-A-L. They have a new center fielder, Jared Mitchell, and a new right fielder, former Dodger Delwyn Young. So the Angels get ready to bat as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Long, Navarro, and Conger are the scheduled batters. Fans, subscribe to MLB.TV Premium today and watch over 150 select spring training games live with no blackouts, and every regular season game live or on demand on your favorite devices. Visit Angels.com for details. Donnie Veal replacing Nate Jones, who pitched the last 2 innings, a couple of scoreless innings. He also struck out 3 Angels in his 2 innings of work. The left-hander Veal delivers, and the first pitch of ball, the count 1 ball, no strikes. Lefty against lefty here as Matt Long bats, and he takes a pitch that's inside for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Long, a young outfield prospect in the Angels organization who had a nice year last year between A-ball and Double-A. Here's the next pitch, and he takes that one for a strike. He hit .299 last year, 18 homers, 84 runs batted in, a former 30th round pick of the Angels back in 2009. Matt Long also had 34 stolen bases last season. There's a pitch he takes for a strike. 2-2 the count.
Still have not seen Mike Trout in action. We have seen him work out, and we expect to see him very soon. But the Angels are all of a sudden just getting pretty deep when it comes down to position players in the minor leagues. It's always a good sign.
Here's the next pitch. That one is lifted down the left field side, but foul down around the White Sox bullpen area. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Matt Long, who's in camp with the Angels as a non-roster player.
Terry, when you look all around in terms of the farm system and what there is, there's depth being added in a lot of positions because of the development of certain guys last season. Look at Segura and Amarista. Of course, you got Trout. Got the potential of a Mark Trumbo maybe playing some outfield this season, and who knows what happens in the future. But Mark Trumbo is a potential third baseman. You got Asturis. I mean, there's plenty of guys out there that are just adding to the depth. And a guy that has turned himself into a ball player. Spending that time and learning, especially from Torrey Hunter.
Yeah, Torrey took him under his wing a couple of off seasons ago. There's the pitch that comes in, and did that hit the bat of Long? I guess it did.
No, Gary Darling said you did not get out of the way. I'm not going to grant you that because you turn your elbow to the ball. He's wearing that elbow pad. And umpire Gary Darling said, nope, get back here.
So Long thought he was going to be hit by the pitch, and he was, but he's not going to be awarded first base. The thinking was he kind of turned into that pitch, tried to get hit by it intentionally, didn't try to get out of the way. Here's the next delivery. It's lifted in the air in the center field. Jared Mitchell is the new center fielder. He's camping under. He'll put it away. That's the first out. Efren Navarro is the next batter.
Navarro rewarded for a good season last year. He got called up to the big leagues. He's also another guy that was a low draft pick. By his hard work, made himself relevant. Became a pretty good hitter, driving the ball, especially the second half of last season. And one thing he's always had is a great glove. He was taken off the roster during the winter, but re-signed and invited to camp.
First pitch on him. That one is a pitch that misses for a ball. To count 1 ball, no strikes. Donnie Veal was in the Pirates organization last season. He has pitched in the big leagues briefly with Pittsburgh back in 2009. Signed by the White Sox during the offseason. A former second-round pick of the Chicago Cubs back in 2005. He's a big lefty, 6'4", 240-pounder for the White Sox. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
He's got some good legs to push off of right there, Mr. Veal.
And the next pitch, that one is a pitch that misses inside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Donnie Veal now lives in nearby Gilbert, Arizona. Originally from Jackson, Mississippi. Here's the next pitch. That one is outside. So it's 3 balls and 1 strike on Efrain Navarro. The Angels back at it tomorrow here, taking on the Seattle Mariners. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that is outside, low, ball 4. Navarro is first at bat, results in a walk. He's on at first base. Hank Conger will be the batter. This will be his first at bat today.
Keeping an eye here on White Sox pitching coach Don Cooper, one of the best in the business. And the one thing he's always told me about left-handed pitchers, and especially tall left-handed pitchers, is he wants to make sure they're able to repeat delivery and be consistent on their direction towards home plate. And he turned a guy like Matt Thornton into an all-star by reminding him of those things. So he's got a project here in Donnie Veal. You know Coop pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, he's got a great mind and just a great language to understand for young pitchers and translate into the big league level.
Coop would be considered one of the characters of the game.
Yes.
He is a good guy.
There's a thing. You have to balance out, the humor. It's a long season.
Right.
Knowing personalities and all those things that go into play to get the most out of somebody's ability.
Conger lifts one into right center. Gave it a pretty good ride, but a routine play for Delwyn Young, who puts it away, and that's the second out.
You don't want to scare the young men off, Terry. Just work, and mechanics, and talk about strategy. You got to keep it fun for them.
Right.
That's why Angels spring trainings are so inviting to a lot of the newcomers, saying, we hear about Mike Scioscia and how serious he is about his business, but I've talked to Pujols about this and C.J. Wilson and Ionetta saying we did not know he was that funny because of the now well-known morning meetings here in camp.
Right. Robinson Diaz is the batter for the Angels. And the first pitch is a ball to count 1 ball, no strikes. So Diaz hitting out of Amarista's spot. Diaz is a catcher, and he takes that pitch outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Diaz was one of those players that had trouble with their visas, and he was a late arrival because of the visa issues back in the Dominican, but had a very solid winter ball season, and a guy that is known to drive the ball. Got a pretty live bat.
2 outs. Angels up 6-2, batting in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch that's fouled back behind the plate, out of play. Was checking the box score from yesterday, Jose. The Angels hitters had 8 walks yesterday, and they've had 6 more today.
Couple things. Number one is the patience they have shown, but also number 2 is guys on the mound that are still not throwing strikes. We'll look at it in 2 ways. The main thing is you want to make sure that you are also swinging at strikes.
Pitch missed low and outside. It's now 3-1, and could be another walk coming up here as Diaz has worked the count in his favor.
Mickey Hatcher is a guy that's been known through the years being aggressive and getting a pitch you can drive, but also there's a balance there. The guy is not giving you enough to hit. How much it affects the rest of the lineup by being patient.
3-1 delivery. It's chopped down to third. Fielded by McPherson. He'll flip to second, and they just nip Navarro there, and and that will end the inning. That was a very close play at second base. The inning ends on the 5-4 fielder's choice. Not much happening for the Angels in the seventh. No runs, hits, or errors. A walk, a runner left. Eighth inning is coming up in Tempe. 6-2 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network. We move to the eighth inning in Tempe. The Angels have 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. The White Sox 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Michael Kahn is the new pitcher for the Angels, the 5th pitcher of the day. He replaces Trevor Bell. Bell worked 2 innings for the Angels today, giving up 2 hits. He didn't allow any runs. He walked 2, struck out 1, and Michael Kahn will take over in relief. There's also a new second baseman in the game for the Angels, and that is Darwin Perez. Fans, Welk Resorts and Angels Radio AM 830 have teamed up to bring you the official AM 830 fan club. Get AM 830 event and team news and updates all season long. Log on to am830fanclub.com. That's am830fanclub.com. Brandon Short is the batter, and the first pitch from Kahn missed for a ball to count 1-0. Short is 0 for 1 since entering the game. Right-handed batter, and he takes that pitch outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
For Michael Kahn is very simple. A couple of years ago, some of the concerns with his velocity, where was it? Well, velocity did come back. He made the team out of spring training last year, but was shipped out to the minor leagues and just needs to regain that confidence. Terry, this stuff is there. Velocity is there.
There's a pitch that is missed for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike.
We saw how impressive he was here in camp a couple of years ago. He was pretty much untouchable.
Last year in 14 games with the Angels, his ERA was 7.30. Here's the 2-1. Outside, it's 3-1. Good fastball. He has a good slider. He'll throw a split finger fastball as well. 2010 season, you alluded to that, Jose. His ERA in 24 games for the Angels was 2.11. 3-1 pitch, and checking the swing on that strike is Short, so it's a full count. 3-2.
Terry, that's one of the biggest hurdles when you have early success in the big leagues as a pitcher, as a hitter. Then you start getting hit. You start asking yourself or questioning yourself, but it's a matter of adjusting and don't lose trust of the stuff that got you there.
And the 3-2 delivery, taking that pitch on the corner, is Short. Struck him out looking. Good job by Kahn after he fell behind 3-1 to record the strikeout.
Nice bounce back. Great follow through on that fastball. One thing that for sure they'd like to see more of is just a little more movement at times. We've been talking to some of the hitters I saw in winter ball. His fastball at times was just too straight, but he's got the velocity, he's got the idea, he's got the aggressiveness, and no doubt he has to understand that every pitcher that's taken the mound at this level has hit some bumps at some point.
Delwyn Young, the batter. He fouls the first pitch off on the left side, backing out of play. He's batting from the left side. Today's attendance here at Tempe Diablo Stadium, 5,369, 53-69. 0-1 pitch, fouled back to the screen right in front of us. And it's 0-2 on Delwyn Young.
Delwyn Young, just a few years ago, a very reliable source off the bench for the Dodgers.
Kahn has him in the hole. We'll see if he can polish him off. The 0-2 pitch, chopped on the right side, fielded there by Navarro. He will solo to the bag and easily beat Young there to first base. Unassisted putout, 2 gone here in the 8th inning. The catcher, Josh Fagley, will be the next hitter. Fans, don't forget Kaiser Permanente Family Sundays at Angel Stadium are the perfect way to spend time with your family on the weekend. Free activities for kids include a wide variety of games and arts and crafts. The first Family Sunday takes place on April the 8th. To purchase your tickets, visit the Angel Stadium ticket office or log on to angels.com. Right-hander against right-hander. Kahn's pitch, that's low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the 1-0, fouled back behind the plate, and the count even up. 1 ball, 1 strike. After the game on the radio side, Jose will visit with Angels manager Mike Scioscia, and I know Jose on the TV side on Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West, you'll be joined by Mark Gubicza.
We'll continue on and have a post game after this broadcast here on Diablo Vision. Gubi will join us and go recap the game. Albert Pujols will be one of our guests. Gubicza caught up with him after he left the ball game here this afternoon. Also Vernon Wells, we're going to hear from him, and so far so good for the Angels core.
Good to hear that Gooby is hard at work as we speak.
He wastes no time.
Here's the 1-2. And that almost hit him. It did hit him. It just got a piece of Fagley, a pitch that was low and inside. So he will trot to first base, hit by the pitch.
I know how, the guys from Philly, they have the attitude of just, getting after it right away.
Well, it's always good to see Gooby. We don't get a chance to see him as much during the off season, but during the season we see him quite a bit, and it's always a pleasure. At the plate now is Tyler Kuhn. This is his first time up. He's a left-handed batter, and he takes a cut at that pitch and misses it for strike 1. 0-1 to count. Kahn is ready, and the next pitch, that one is cut on and missed by Kuhn, who last season played in Double-A and Triple-A. This guy's put together some pretty good numbers in the minors in 4 minor league seasons. A .314 hitter. Not a whole lot of power, but a guy that normally puts the ball in play. He's in the hole here. It's 0-2. Pickoff toss by Kahn over to first base. Fagley gets back to the bag safely. Tyler Kuhn, the batter for the White Sox, played his college baseball at West Virginia. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He lifts it foul on the left side. It's going to get back and out of play. Yesterday, the Angels won their Cactus League opener 9-1. Today, in the Cactus League home opener, the Angels have a 6-2 lead. So And a lot of offense and some pretty solid pitching so far. The early going for the Angels here in Arizona.
Yeah, and so far the pattern has been a lot of early offense, just like yesterday.
Here's a bouncer hit on an easy hop to first. Navarro fields it right by the bag, touches first base, and the inning is over on the unassisted putout. No runs, hits, or errors. A hit batsman, a runner left. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Angels on top 6-2 on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Bottom of the 8th we go. Another new pitcher for the White Sox. Anthony Carter will take over. He is a right-hander, 26th round pick back in 05. Right-hander with a good arm. First batter up for the Angels will be Ryan Langerhans, then Cole Calhoun and Gene Segura. 8, 9, and top of the batting order for the Angels here in the bottom of the 8th. The Halos have a 6-2 lead against the White Sox. Langerhans has had 2 walks today. He's also stolen a base. He's officially 0 for 1. Left-handed batter. Carter set, delivers, and the first pitch, that's a fastball that misses high. Carter will top out at about 97 miles per hour. He has a good arm, some deception in his windup, and he has a solid slider. He'll throw a changeup as well. Here's the next pitch, and that is a strike on the outside corner.
Well, for a guy like Ryan Langerhans, you're looking out for a good finish right here. Get something you can drive. You see more pitches. You have a better idea on your timing. It's all about timing early in spring training.
Next pitch, he lifts this one in the air very high into left center field. Camping under is the center fielder Jared Mitchell. He puts it away with Brandon Short right beside him. That's the first out. Starting to hear the wind picking up, and again they were forecasting some very high winds, some wind warnings here for late this afternoon, and that front might be starting to make its way into the valley right now. Going to really cool off tomorrow here in the Phoenix area, and then they're saying after that on Thursday it should start warming up again. So one day of cool temperatures here, and then things are looking good right through the upcoming weekend. If you're planning on checking out the Angels this weekend in Tempe, the forecast looks good. First pitch on Calhoun, a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch, and that is right in there for a called strike. Cole Calhoun has had a nice day. A pair of hits, a single, a double. He's driven in a run. He's scored a run. He's also struck out. Played the whole game in right field for the Angels. Here's the next pitch. He chops that one foul over on the right side. tomorrow when the Angels are back in action here in Tempe against Seattle. We should see a lot of the regulars back on the field. Torrey Hunter and Howie Kendrick. Bobby Abreu's likely going to play in his first Cactus League game. Ibar should be back in the lineup. We'll probably see Borges and Iannetta as well. Here's the 1-2. Calhoun lifts it in the air into left center field. Not very deep. Coming in and making a diving catch forward is Brandon Short. Nice play. And that is out number 2. Short was airborne to gather that one in.
Number 20, Gene Segura.
Gene Segura will be the next batter. Jose is making his way downstairs. He'll visit with Mike Socia on the radio side right after the conclusion of this ball game. Here's the pitch. That's a breaking ball to Mrs. Lowe. 1 ball, no strikes on Gene Segura. Segura, one of the best prospects in the Angels organization. He can play shortstop. He can play second base, middle infielder. Takes the pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Had a lot of hamstring issues last year. Played in only 52 games in the minors last year. He also played in the Arizona Fall League and played some winter ball in the Dominican Republic as well. The pitch, that one is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Even though Segura is a little guy, he can hit for power. He goes about 5'11", 165 pounds. Has a lot of tools to pitch. He fouls that one back behind the plate. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on the young Angel infielder. Segura is going to have a birthday coming up in about a week and a half, and he will turn 22 years old. He's a native of the Dominican Republic. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 6-2 Angels. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The pitch grounded on the left side. The third baseman has it. That's Dallas McPherson for the White Sox. His throw to first is in time, and that will end the inning. The Angels go down 1-2-3 here in the 8th. We're headed to the 9th inning. Angels will take a 6-2 lead to the top of the 9th on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the 9th inning. A.J. Schugel will take over in relief for the Angels. Non-roster player who will get a chance to show what he can do here in the 9th inning. He replaces Michael Kahn. Kahn did a nice job in the 8th inning. Worked a scoreless inning. Struck out a batter, also hit a batter. So Schugel will take over, and he will be pitcher number 6 of the day for the Angels. A.J. Schugel, his father, a longtime scout in the Angels organization. And he's put together some pretty good numbers in the past in the Angels organization. He pitched at Cedar Rapids and Inland Empire last season. Had a lot of success at Cedar Rapids last year, 2.59 ERA. Had 80 strikeouts in 90 innings. So he gets ready to face Dallas McPherson. Schugel is a right-hander, 6'1", goes about 190 pounds. In the first pitch, that one is low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Angels drafted A.J. Schugel in the 25th round back in the 2010 season. 2010 draft. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. Here's the pitch, and that one on McPherson is in there for a strike, so the count jumps to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the next delivery, and that one is cut on and missed, and down on strikes goes Dallas McPherson. So Schugel polishes off McPherson, who has struck out his 2 times up against the Angels today. 1 gone. Ozzie Martinez, the shortstop, will be the batter. Let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. First pitch is in there for a strike on Martinez. He's gone 0 for 1 today, and the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. Schugel will throw a fastball, top out around 93. He'll throw kind of a slurvy breaking ball. It resembles a slider, and a changeup. Here's the next pitch, and he just missed the outside corner with that one. Mentioned his father, Jeff, serving for a number of years as a pro scout for the Angels. Here's the 1-2 delivery, and that one missed inside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angels have a 6-2 lead here in Game 2 of the Cactus League after a 9-1 victory yesterday against the A's. The Angels have a chance to make it 2 in a row here, and the next pitch, it's lifted in the air into very shallow left center. Going back is Segura, the shortstop, and he'll make the catch on that one for the 2nd out. He had to reach behind his back a little bit to catch that one as he kept backpedaling. The wind carrying that ball maybe a little bit deeper into shallow left center than the shortstop thought. So 2 are gone here in the 9th. 1 more out to go. Getting ready to bat for the first time in the ball game is Jared Mitchell. Bats from the left side, and here's the pitch on him. He takes it in there for a strike. Schugel's been impressive. He's throwing strikes. Here's the 0-1 delivery, and that is a strike on the outside corner. He jumps in front, 0-2. Schugel looking for the final out here in the 9th, and here comes the pitch. That one is lined just out of the reach of the third baseman Jimenez. It'll drop into left field, so the game stays alive on that 2-out hit by Mitchell. Almeida will be the next batter. Mentioning the Angel non-roster pitcher on the mound, A.J. Schugel. He was originally a third baseman in high school, and he was drafted by the Padres back in 2007 as a third baseman, but didn't sign. And then the Angels drafted him out of Central Arizona Junior College as a pitcher a few years later in 2010. Runner goes, no throw to second base. That'll be indifference there. And the pitch was in there for a strike on Almeida. It's no balls and a strike. So Mitchell up to second base. Angels weren't worried about him with a 4-run lead here in the ninth and 2 outs. Here's the next pitch. A little bit low, it misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Schugel gets the sign from Conger. Check second. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's right in there, right down the heart of the plate. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the White Sox are down to their final strike in this ball game. Schugel is ready. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Smacked right to second. This should do it. Perez is playing there. He throws to Navarro, and the ball game is over. It ends on a 4-3 ground out here in the 9th inning. In the 9th for the White Sox, no runs. They had a hit, no errors, and they leave a runner on. The Angels come away with a 6-2 victory today here in Tempe as the Halos win their 2nd straight in the Cactus League and have a nice home opener here in the Cactus League today, taking care of business against the Chicago White Sox. Let's get ready to go down to the field. Jose Mota will be joined by Angels manager Mike Scioscia in just a moment, and we'll join Jose down there as he talks to the Angels skipper. Before we do that, recap of what happened here today. The Angels with 6 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. And in the ball game, the Angels ended up leaving a total of 7 runners on base. The White Sox had 2 runs. They had 9 hits. Chicago with no errors. And the White Sox left some people on base. They stranded a total of 9 in today's ball game. So the Angels come away with their 2nd straight victory in the Cactus League, winning it today 6-2 after taking the opener on the road against the A's yesterday. Angels posted a 9-1 victory in that ball game. Angels today used a total of 6 pitchers in the game. Garrett Richards started. He worked the first 2. We saw Eric Hurley pitch a couple of innings. Kevin Jepson was impressive. He pitched 1 inning. That was in the 5th inning and had a couple of strikeouts. Trevor Bell a couple